A bit careful. Shuriken's already coming in from a horror there. Kind of missed. They do fan out in that three-way Shuriken play, as now we're going to be running around seeing if they can get a little bit of damage done. Moving forward, is that the fireball coming forward? He's charging up and looks like, a great landing to start things.
That was a direct hit, really hard to connect. Normally it's a little bit slow, but you just get it. Here you go. Substitution Jutsu going to be coming out. He gets an extra life here, but that's not going to be enough for Sleep. He's taken on out with a Shuriken. Now one player remaining. Sky trying to take himself to 1v2 with the ninjutsu available for him. He could make it work out, but Cadio on the front line going to load the Rasengan, and that's a direct hit once again.
A little bit of training here with the Shurikens. Try and get a bit more damage. Guys have to get out of there as quickly as possible. Still a bit more dodging and weaving, dodging and diving. Bear in mind you can run fast also whilst using those Shurikens, so it's the perfect little opportunity to be dodging around. They are almost leaving the hidden village there, so gotta get back in as more Shurikens will come forward.
Oh, he got him there with a Chidori. Nicely done. He's laughing, he's having a good time, but that's an absolutely dominated play from Alpha 7. Really good plays, and every single ability I feel like was used in that 2v2.
Yeah, very nicely done to start things off. Obviously, we did see the wall picked up, but not much use of it. As you said, I think it's, for these guys, for these pro players, too fast-paced, so going to be difficult for them to be able to really make use of what is kind of a slow mechanic compared to the others.
It is, but if you set it up, actually, you need way more than a clip to get rid of that mud run. So it would be great in open areas, but for this first mode, definitely maybe not the best one to use it, but I love the usage of the Rasengan and Chidori just to close that gap, get in CQC and get that damage. But as you see, congratulations to Rebo and Cadio for securing the first win.
Yeah, very well done. Let's let him check in with an interview.
Very good skills. Oh, it's so fast. His skill is better because I don't play so much classic matches, so I think it's better than. Oh, but we still lose. It happens. It's okay. If Sleepy hasn't been knocked down so early, maybe we could do better than that. To be honest, I'm not the best guy playing classic matches, so I don't know. I would let that one with Kaino. So I hope he takes everyone.
All right, match 2 on the way here. We're going to have S2G going up against Nigma Galaxy, and the rules have changed. Okay, and Hamsi G going to go up against Satan as well as Lord. Now, this one's a little bit different, Max. We're going to have 5 minutes, as they mess around with their table. We're going to have 5 minutes of a looting phase. After that, they need to head to the Ninetales. And then, of course, from there, if the only time they can actually engage one another is when the Ninetales is at 1/3 health.
It's not going to be easy. Usually I have way more than even just one team. Usually you have 2 teams of 4 players working together to beat it. So yeah. I have done it solo a few times, but I had to cheese it a little bit because Ninetales is definitely very strong. But here we got pro players on the board. We'll see if they can actually take them down. But as you said, the 5-minute looting stage hopefully can get all the ninjutsu techniques, especially substitution jutsu, which is a lifesaver in this mode. But outside of that, it's in the open. And the fact they can't fight each other is a big advantage. They're going to get so much damage done from the get-go. But when they have to fight each other, and the Ninetales is going to be all hell is going to break loose.
Yeah, particularly when I'm fighting the Ninetales, if you're really wanting to go heavy APM focus, I'm a big fan of that multi-shadow clone jutsu, because you can teleport to the other clones.
Yes.
So you can actually dodge some of the attacks quite swiftly here, as now the looting phase here for the 2 teams will begin, Max.
Also with the cloning jutsu, they replicate your movement, meaning that if you are actively pushing someone, they don't know instantly which one is which, so it is actually quite hard to notice which one is actually the real player, but also as you said, you can also swap positions if you want.
टीम आज कुछ कर पाएगी मतलब जो उन्होंने पिछला कमबैक नहीं करा था क्या वो कमबैक हो पाएगा क्वालिटी कैसी आ रही है बता दो तो मुझे
What do you think about the M249 for this?
No, I would disagree.
Okay.
It's not the M249.
Okay.
It's 2 M249s.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, usually I rock up with 2 M249s. That's my go-to. You want to try and get the extended mag to you, right? 75 bullets is nice, but if you can get 150, that would be fantastic. You've got to wait 5 minutes here. No, for the looting stage, that is what they're going to be doing into this one. And they are going to be making their way forward to get the damage. But yeah, he does have the M249, but no extended mag, which really would make this fight so much easier. But so far, they go right into it. And the big thing you want to focus on when fighting Ninetales is to damage his cores. You're going to have this little weakened spot. That is how you're going to just so much more damage to this boss.
He's being up. Well, never mind. Actually, he did have to now jump in. There's the AoE in the front of damage that they're going to have to try and dodge out. MCG does take a lot of damage there, but Swag as well. He's almost down, to get out of dodge.
Also, to keep in mind, if you do get eliminated while fighting Ninetales, you get an extra free life, you get an extra respawn. He does make it out barely.
Nice.
That ability does a lot of damage. You've got to be careful. We can see spread out throughout the boss, you've got these little spheres, right? And if you get there, it gives you extra ammo. So even if you're out of ammo in the fight, don't worry, you can still will easily reload and get that damage done.
An interesting tactic S2G has gone with here, considering Enigma Galaxy is still looting. So they have just completely said, you know what, we're ready to go. We've fought the Ninetales multiple times. We're going to take this fight. Maybe Enigma Galaxy doesn't even get there before they deal with it.
I think they were surprised Ida was not in Pachinki.
मैं समझ गया, मेरे को तो पता ही था ना, मेरे पास कोई नोटिफिकेशन आई है, मैं कहा भाई आराम से बैठो। तुम्हें पता है कितना बढ़िया टाइमिंग रही है आज। लिटरली तुम्हारे मैसेज आना, मैंने तुम्हारा मैसेज चेक करा है, उससे सिर्फ और सिर्फ 2 मिनट पहले मैंने मेंबरशिप की वीडियो बनाई है, और इतनी बढ़िया वीडियो बनी तो हंस के पागल हो जाएगा भाई। हंस के तू पागल हो जाएगा। वीडियो बनाई है मेरी मेंबरशिप की पहली 45 मिनट्स की, जस्ट वो खत्म हुई है, तेरा मैसेज देखा है और 5 मिनट में स्ट्रीम ऑन करके आ गया मैं भागा भागा। तो एकदम पैकिंग वाला काम चल रहा है, 3 घंटे आराम से स्ट्रीम, फिर रात में खेलेंगे COD। आज लंबा बड़ा मोटा काम चल रहा है आज तो, और आज तो मैंने शॉर्ट्स बनाई है।
Starting to run around you if you do get some good damage onto his headshots. There you go, closing the gap once again. Here he's going to be focusing mainly onto the side of Enigma Galaxy.
Okay, गाड़ी
they do make it in time, but that is a mistake that could cost your life very quickly against Ninetales.
It's a strong strategy to use the car. Technically, you can avoid some of those big AoE damage maneuvers, but if you do actually get hit, then you're down and out. So here for Enigma Galaxy, they're going to have to be on foot for just a little bit, as now Satan was very, very low on health. You can see those weak points showing themselves as now the Ninetales dances around, looking towards Lord a little bit, seeing what they can get done. Still not down to that 1/3 health. Bear in mind, the last killing blow here on Ninetales will be the one that is the winner in the end.
Exactly, it gives you the award if you're the final player to get that final bullet to connect onto Ninetales. So the focus now is going to go onto Lord for a second. He's got to go and make sure he does not take any damage. The best technique that would give to everyone at home if you want to take down Ninetales with your squad. Whoever has the focus of Ninetales usually is going to have a little red eye above your head. Make sure to keep running. Make sure to keep running and you'll be fine. But here you go, the main ability is going to be coming on through and he's going to snipe down all of Enigma Galaxy.
Yeah, they were able to get out of dodge quite nicely.
मैंने ऐसे randomly Instagram पे देख लिया मैंने
सबका. Don't get hit by that. If you do, okay, Stagger can do a lot of damage. Maybe got some of those headshots back.
Exactly, you want to try and get as much damage as possible. Actually, S2G don't have a great angle to connect with a headshot. A lot of it's going to be connecting on the arm, but that's okay. It's still going to be putting them very low. But the 1/3 HP, as you said already, Kale, is going to get very close, and we're almost there, just a few seconds away, possibly.
That means technically it's an opportunity for the team to actually engage with one another. But at the same time, do you want to do that? I mean, having extra firepower. Here comes the attack again. He's gone, surely.
I think so. But again, he can get an extra life there, but that ability comes raining on down. And that's going to be MCG bleeding out even faster. That did some significant damage.
I wonder if he's got reanimation Jitsu if he can get on over there. But they were kind of close to each other for a little while, so I'm assuming that maybe they don't have it available.
I don't think so. And the thing is also when you are doing reanimation Jutsu is actually very tough. There you go. That's going to be 1/3 HP has been reached, and now he's going to go for the quick run animation in his Dome of Doom. And everyone now can start fighting each other. Who's going to survive?
Gotta watch out for those demon balls falling from the sky there, making sure you stay out of those as quickly as possible. They will do a lot of damage to get connected. You can see Lord now healing up outside the dome.
Membership ले लो भाई, पे नया वीडियो नया कंटेंट आने वाला है मेंबरशिप का.
They know they've got a little window of time here. SUG's
आज क्या कहता बाकियों को बोल दूंगा स्ट्रीम के अंदर कि भाई कल परसों तक वीडियो आ जाएगी मेंबरशिप की, तो अगर वो एंजॉय करनी है तो मजा आएगा लेना. उसकी तो पूरी सीरीज बनेगी लंबी. अभी तो 40-45 मिनट की वीडियो आई है, उसके बाद उसकी आएगी बढ़िया बढ़िया, मतलब 45-45 मिनट की 8-10 वीडियो आराम से बनेगी. काफी फनी गेम थी.
There you go, Lord spots him out, trying to Naruto run here and dodge all of those incoming bullets. He swaps over to the AKM, but can't connect it. One more would be great, but he's dodging everything.
Oh, here comes the Ninetales as well, though. Big swipe on Soul knocks him out. He's out to go for the reset and keep away from all of this. So much pressure put on Enigma Galaxy from Enigma Galaxy as well as pushing away Soul K. That was a great
great one, but she did see there for a split second. No more the M249. He's really struggling. Hopefully can get one to access to one of these spheres to get some extra ammo for himself. But Lord, Satan still looking pretty healthy in that encounter. But look at the minimap. HamCG is coming back with a parachute.
Just no ammo on some of Enigma Galaxy was really going to cause the problem. So I don't know about this. Maybe you know, try and go for a little bit more loot as well. I think that's exactly what Lord's doing right now. Running out of some of that 5.56 is a very, very big problem. Now back on in here, Soul K trying to go for a little bit of a dodge once again, swiped against him. Double swipe in fact, Soul K going down quite low. Probably wants to get out of the way again.
Oh, that CQC ability
Bacha
really
bhai.
just takes you down so quickly if you're not careful.
Buddy,
I'm actually going to
buddy.
take some shots, but it's Lord. He connects one bullet.
Ek aur
But he's going to
buddy.
be forced out. Actually, the buildings around the spawn of Ninetales can be destroyed by the boss himself. So that was actually a little bit scary for Solcape. You know what? He makes it to another building. He's got a bit of respite, a bit of time to relax and heal up with that med kit. He will be good to go.
Ek aur med ke samne
man,
padi
this
hai.
Ninetales really being a hard foe to take down.
I always think, especially when playing this mode, as if there isn't enough problems you have to deal with in PUBG Mobile when you've got people like Lord trying to spray you down. Never mind the Ninetales swiping at you and then running out of the dome to try and hurt you. Boss okay, but he has done well to recover.
He's done definitely a lot of great work. But the thing is about the Naruto run in particular, it's so hard to hit. Like, look, in esports, you would hit these every single day of the week. But the speed and also the elevation you get from jumping is just insanely powerful. So that range, hitting Solcape is just almost impossible to pull off.
Oh, trying to dodge a little bit. Also, these orbs will spawn a little wall, which is technically a nice line of sight blocker as well, right? So you could use those to your advantage, but you don't want to get hit by the balls initially.
Actually, pro technique if you want. If he does create a little bit of cover, as you said, right, the block formation, just hide behind it. And the other spheres from Ninetales also connect with it, so you literally are super safe the entire time. It's just a nice way to cheese it. I've used it a few times for myself. But he's got the angle. Satan with the orb will connect it. By the way, with a Ninetales org skin looking extra cool in the process.
Extra fiery here as now the Ninetales is next to these buildings, trying to find Solcape wherever they can find. Santan actually does spot him through that window and is going to try and close the gap just a little bit more. See if he can eliminate some more of the S2G players. But only Solcape here to try and hold down the fort. It's looking difficult for S2G.
Yeah, because HamCG, that was his second life. So really, if you are Solcape, if you've got a reanimation jutsu, you can bring him back. If you go to a recall tower, you can get it back by, unfortunately, you don't really normally have these around this area too much. So I think that, yeah, Solcape is going to be just having to remain as a solo and take this fight. Again, it's down to the final bullet, as you stated earlier, Kalaris. So if he's able to just outlive these two players of Nigma Galaxy and actually just slowly whittle at the health of Ninetales, he could be the one to secure the win for S2G.
I think it's been interesting to watch the tactics that the teams have been employing, of course, because S2G arrived very early, tried to get as much damage in as possible. Nigma Galaxy bided their time, and now they know one platform has gone down. They can just try and eliminate S2G and take it at their own pace, though. But Lord here with substitution jutsu actually does get himself a little bit of a reprieve, but Solcape finishes him off anyway.
Oh, he's got the angle, he gets it done, and that's S2G fully eliminated, and that's the win headed the way of Nigma Galaxy. Lord and Satan looking so clean, and able to use every single aspect of the game here to get the win at the end.
अरे एकदम बढ़िया है वंडरी भाई, एकदम बढ़िया. कुछ नहीं, बस वर्ल्ड कप के शुरू होने का वेट कर रहे हैं. आज डे नंबर 2 है.
And that means Nigma Galaxy and
उसके होने का वेट कर रहे हैं. आज ये देखेंगे.
वंडरी
भाई क्या कहता है मैम, आज का दिन पता कितना मस्त जा रहा है, एकदम कमाल. सुबह बना ली शॉर्ट, उसके बाद डाल दी पोस्ट, उसके बाद बना ली मैंने मेंबरशिप की वीडियो. अब कर रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम, ये करूँगा 6-7 बजे तक, फिर 2 घंटे का आराम, और फिर 9 बजे आ जाऊँगा आपके साथ खेलने COD कैंपेन. COD 1 ब्लैक ऑप्स खेलेंगे रात में. तो रात के 1 बजे तक पूरा प्लान सेट आज का, और सब बढ़िया चल रहा है, तो मजे आ रहे हैं. और अगर तुमको मेंबरशिप की गेम देखनी हो तो कल बदल जाएगी, मेंबरशिप ले लेना. आज बड़ा मस्त खेला मैंने, 40-45 मिनट गेम खेली, 2 चैप्टर कंप्लीट करे. बढ़िया गेम है भाई, बड़ी ही फनी गेम थी, बड़ी ही रोमांटिक टाइप की गेम थी, मजा आया भाई. अब बस वेट कर रहे हैं कि कब मैच चालू हो और मैच के मजे लें.
Yes, the contrasting answers there of I'm humble but easy.
कोई एक चेयर दिलवा दो यार, कोई एक चेयर दिलवा दो भाई. इन कंपनी को बोलो इस सीक्रेट लाइफ को मुझे स्पॉन्सर करें चेयर. ये चेयर कम से कम 20 से 35 हज़ार रुपए की होगी भाई.
Surprise, surprise.
ये एक चेयर 20 से 35 हज़ार की. तुम बताओ वंडरी भाई, हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे भाई. हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे भाई, हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे.
Upgradable skin, and actually the crate, when you eliminate someone with the orc skin, it becomes a mini Ninetales.
हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे भाई. भाभी के साथ खेलो कोई मल्टीप्लेयर गेम. आप पहली बात यार, भाभी 300 किलोमीटर दूर रहती है आगरा में. दूसरी बात, भाभी गेम खेलती नहीं है. और तीसरी बात, मेरे पास अभी मल्टीप्लेयर गेम नहीं है, उसको यहाँ होना पड़ेगा. अगर मैं उसके घर से भी खेलूँ ना, तो उसके पास ना तो लैपटॉप है ना नेट है कि भाई वो मेरे साथ खेल सकते. मैंने कहा माइनक्राफ्ट खेल ले, आजा साथ में. क्या कहते दोनों एक घर बनाएंगे माइनक्राफ्ट के अंदर. कह रही है ठीक है, मगर लैपटॉप मिलेगा चाचा का तो देखूंगी, वरना देखते हैं क्या होता है. ठीक है, लेट्स गो गाइस, मैच चलो गया. अभी भी नहीं.
Wait, that's not allowed. Stop.
No. Is it written in my contract?
Guys, I'm trying to protect you out there. All right.
ये कर क्या रहे हैं, ये मैच करवा रहे हैं. 2v2s
all going to be dropping down once again. I don't know.
2v2s करवा आ रहा है भाई, मेन मैच कब होगा?
After that show match that I watched with Mr. John Allen, I think there is definitely some very well-versed players on Fortnite.
But Yangon Galacticos got their own skinning game too, man. So
That is kind of
they kind of look really good. I have that one too. That is actually really sick. So, know what? Yangon Galacticos may be able to eke this one out on both Zaifa and Falak.
Mobile
Ego's going to be going for the drop here, trying to get more of the loot for themselves in the early stage and see how it works out. But Pachinki, no Enigma Galaxy, no Ida.
मोबाइल वाले फिर मैं स्ट्रीम कैसे करूंगा? उसकी वीडियो को स्ट्रीम कैसे करूंगा?
Of course, across the way. Now at the top of Pachinki, you actually do have this new area, right, that has been crafted in the similar vein of the Naruto collaboration here as well. And there are chests there that you can actually grab yourself some of that ninjutsu as once again to be able to have that available to you. But again, no restrictions here. 3 minutes, no restrictions. Let's see what happens.
Very interesting ninjutsu technique to use here is going to be the M4. Quite a deadly weapon if you want to use it for yourself.
मोबाइल की स्क्रीन बैक मेरे को आती नहीं, मतलब मोबाइल से लाइव स्ट्रीम करनी क्वालिटी करा जाता है, वाईफाई करा जाता है, नेट करा जाता है ना, क्योंकि मेरे पास डायरेक्ट नेट नहीं पहुंचता। और कोशिश करूंगा आगे जाके जब मेरे पास थोड़े इक्विपमेंट्स आ जाएंगे ना, तो मतलब वही कैप्चर कार्ड, ग्राफिक्स कार्ड, ये सब लूंगा तब लूंगा।
Just a little bit closer. That said, though, Falak and of course Huzaifa have been able to find themselves on the south side of that, so they're going to be able to gather up a little bit more. PPB's on in action here for Mr. Falak.
Oh, yeah. Oh, very happy about that one. Falak going to be having that one for himself, followed up with also a... Now he swapped over for the Ogre weapon that does have the skin from his collaboration.
अभी ये चालू नहीं हुई, अभी ये बस बिना बात के मस्ती कर रहे हैं, बकवास कर रहे हैं। वर्ल्ड कप चालू नहीं हुआ मैच, मेन मैच चालू नहीं हुआ।
A lot of the chests are going to be localized around here and also get an extra bit of elevation because of how the lay of the land is really built in that area in Pachinki. So they have extra bit of information, extra loot. Currently, if I didn't know who was playing, I would say Yangon are currently looking good, but Huzaifa going for the wide wraparound outside of Church, trying to get the drop-off angle onto Yangon.
Yeah, a little bit of a crawl around here, trying to get the dupe on them. I don't know if this is going to work out too much here for Yangon Galacticos, moving down this side. Seeing if they can try and find... The problem is for them is that I think that they completely lost Falak way early on in this game. And he's been lurking around, being very, very sneaky in the middle of that. So they've been trying to find him, but it's not been successful thus far.
Where are we going, Yangon?
They are just going back to regular PUBG.
Yeah, I think they saw that Huzaifa was going for a wide wrap behind them. So maybe they want to just get better entry points. They're just trying to reorganize how their approach to that fight is going to actually go down. Or maybe they're just unhappy with the right now you open the chest, it's a bit random. Maybe they just didn't get the abilities they wanted, so they're really chasing down the extra jutsu, especially, as I said, not the reanimation jutsu, the substitution jutsu would be great to find. He gets an angle with the eye in sight, but not going to be taking the shot, just biding his time for that true...
है तो वैसे इंटेलिजेंट, बस थोड़ा माइंड कम यूज करता, पर है तो इंटेलिजेंट। चलो देख लेते हैं क्या बैठे बैठे क्या ही करेंगे यार। ये दो 2v2 क्या ही देखे भाई, कोई आया क्यों नहीं, कोई मैच देखते हैं, पाने बहुत है। और तुम्हें पता, तूने वो देखा, ये डूम का फर्स्ट लुक आ गया भाई, वो भी क्लियर। डूम का फर्स्ट लुक आ गया, वो भी एकदम क्लियरिटी HD क्वालिटी में भाई। ये देख, ये रहा उसका थ्रोन, ये रहा उसका मैजिकल सर्कल, ये देखो भाई सब क्या कमाल का था भाई। ये बहुत कूल है भाई, बहुत कूल। खास के जो ये आईने लगा रखे हैं उसकी कलर वाले। अम्मी जी खाने में क्या है? बना दो, भूख लगता है, सब्जी में क्या है? कड़ी को फेंक दो, 3-4 दिन हो गए इसको। मसाला पड़ेगा और आलू पड़े हैं, आलू पड़े हैं। भाई ये चाय कुछ है? चाय बना देना मेरे को आलू पराठे के साथ, उससे पहले पानी दे देना बस, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। क्या करे मतलब दिन रात उसके ओहो हो उरी बाबा रे बाबा।
And then everything he loved was taken from him.
Everything was taken from him.
I knew he was lost, but I did not realize.
क्या मैं एक स्पॉइलर दूं? मतलब वंडरी भाई, स्पॉइलर नहीं, मेरे को लग रहा है कि मुझे ना देखकर लग रहा है कि क्या स्टोरी होने वाली है इस गेम की। सच्ची बताऊं तो वही मल्टीवर्स टाइप की स्टोरी होने वाली है, मतलब वर्ल्ड्स कोलाइड करेंगे और मतलब इसका वर्ल्ड खत्म हो जाएगा। पर डॉक्टर वॉन डूम बचने के लिए मशीन बनाएगा, पर खुद तो निकल पाएगा पर फैमिली को लेके नहीं जा पाएगा। फिर जहाँ वर्ल्ड में जाएगा वहां कब्जा कर लेगा। मेरे को ये तो लगता है ये होने वाला है। पर आगे जाके इसमें दिखता है कि वो तो उस सेम यूनिवर्स का है जो यूनिवर्स उसका है, हमारे फैंटास्टिक फोर का। देखिए क्या मस्त लुक है भाई, क्या बढ़िया लुक लग रहा है, कपड़े शपड़े। और ये सीन भाई, ये देखियो वर्ल्ड की क्या कचरात कर दी भाई, क्या हालत कर दी है। ये न्यूयॉर्क है भाई, ये न्यूयॉर्क है। ये देखो जो घास पांच स्पाइडरमैन कूदता, क्या कबाड़ा कर दिया भाई दुनिया का। मेरा मम्मी क्या कबाड़ा कर रखा दुनिया का। ये मूवी आने वाली नहीं, हर बंदा मार दिया। विक्टर
Did you do this?
Did you do this? तूने करा विक्टर, सच सच बोल, झूठ मत बोले विक्टर।
All of you have lived.
Stolen lives.
Stolen lives. But now you must give them back.
ऐसे बोल रहा आपको लड़का स्ट्रीम में बैठा मेरे एक दोस्त।
नमस्ते बेटा, नमस्ते। हिंदी रो, माँ बाप का नाम रोशन करो।
आज तो नहीं, पहले पानी दे दो फिर दवाई ले लूंगा। तो पानी के साथ दवाई दे दो बस। Kind of yes.
I swear.
Yes in देख बंडरी, yes in देख।
Before I grant it.
देखियो, ये तो नहीं, आप भी और लॉन्ग सीन है इसका। ये देख, fuck, भाई साहब, answers to me. Because for I am doom. Oh. नहीं भाई, नहीं हुआ मैच स्टार्ट। वो बिना बात पे वो खेले जा रहा है, क्या बोलते हैं, 2v2 खेल रहे हैं उसका अंदर नारुतो वाला। हमने सोचा तब तो थोड़ा ट्रेलर देख लेते भाई साहब। Because Hals answers to me. Because for I am doom. और हाँ, उसका भी आया है, विजन क्वेस्ट का भी आ गया, विजन क्वेस्ट का भी आ गया। विजन क्वेस्ट का ट्रेलर आया था, मैंने देखा था। ये भी अच्छा है भाई, ट्रेलर अच्छा है।
Before you started working here, I remember when you'd come in all the time with that redhead.
I was a different person back then.
Accent देखो ना, accent।
Anyone waiting for you tonight?
No.
बंद। ये रहा।
Home is just me.
Home is just literally वो भाई ग्राफिकली अंदर रहता अपने अंदर घर बनाकर। पर यहाँ ये भी है, मेन बात ये नहीं है। रुक सबसे जो भाई वो था what the fuck मोमेंट देखियो, ये देखियो।
I'm not a hero anymore. I have his face but not his virtue. All I have is
ये इसके अंदर के इमोशंस हैं, इसने उनको नाम दे दिया और बॉडी दे दिया।
This house is getting crowded vision.
ये देख अल्ट्रॉन जिंदा है भाई, वो भी उसके दिमाग के अंदर।
Sir, I cannot overstate the dangers of keeping him around.
Yes, but he is Dad?
Papa? Daddy?
Paw.
I'm a stranger to myself. That family wasn't real. You sure about that?
I had a father, a machine called Vision.
Muzzle tough. It's a boy. How is this possible?
बढ़िया होने वाली मेरे को लग रहा है सीरीज भाई।
Free us all.
ये सीरीज मुझे बढ़िया लग रही है, खास के वांडा विजन से और एगाथा से। मैंने तो एगाथा देखी नहीं, बड़ी बकवास सीरीज थी वो, पर आई थिंक ये बेटर होगी एगाथा से। विजन से तो अच्छी, मतलब वांडा तो अच्छी होनी चाहिए भाई यार।
Your son.
दोनों बहुत एवरेज थी, और खास के एगाथा तो बड़ी बकवास थी।
Was to understand my purpose.
What is your purpose?
Maniac inside your head.
What is your purpose?
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
14 अक्टूबर सारे एपिसोड आ जाएंगे भाई, मजा आ जाएगा भाई ये देख के भी। 14 अक्टूबर को बैठ के इसका पूरी सीरीज देख डालेंगे भाई हम, मजा आ जाएगा, मजा। आहा आहा, अब आएगा ना मजा। स्ट्रीम चालू कर लो लाला। आए क्या है, लड़के लड़का बड़ा लगा पड़ा है भाई। और क्या क्या देखिए, और क्या क्या आया था, और क्या क्या आया था। स्पाइडरमैन बियॉन्ड द स्पाइडरवर्स ट्रेलर लीक हुआ है शायद, हैं? स्पाइडरमैन बियॉन्ड स्पाइडरमैन ट्रेलर लीक ट्रेलर के लोग क्या तो रहे हैं भाई, ये है क्या? ये तो 8 महीने पुराना है, ये नहीं है। ओके, यहाँ तो दिख नहीं रहा। ट्विटर पे होगा अभी तो, ट्विटर पे होगा अगर अवेलेबल होगा अभी तो, यहाँ तो नहीं है। कहाँ तक पहुंचे भाई? चालू है।
We'll cover that in a minute. Looks like Maxman's been joining you as well. I haven't seen him around, but he must have been here earlier. Got up nice and early.
Oh, mate,
those,
it's got to be
chicken.
done.
तुम करो, तुम गप्पे मारो, तुमको कोई काम ही नहीं, तुम गप्पे मारते रहो। हाँ मैं तेरे में अपना काम करते हैं भाई। हाय अशोका, हाँ मैं तो देखता नहीं भाई ये। मैच अभी स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ क्या? नहीं 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 भाई, अभी भी नहीं हुआ। तुझे पता है ना ये मैच दूसरा शुरू ही करते ही नहीं है भाई। ओके, और क्या क्या वर्ड्स कमिंग आफ्टर सीक्रेट वॉर्स।
डिवाइन ने अगर आज के दिन में भी कल जैसा खेल दिया, मैं कहता हूँ 60 पॉइंट भी निकाल लिए, तब भी लीड बहुत बड़ी हो जाएगी।
और क्या 60 क्या 50 पॉइंट भी निकाल लिए बहुत हो गया।
देखिए आप 60 पॉइंट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं तो कहता हूँ कि 50 पॉइंट्स भी बहुत होंगे अगर डिवाइन
मेजी स्ट्रीम देख रहा तू मेरी
जाती है। मेजी
ओके, क्या किंगडम हार्ट्स 4 क्या देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर? उस पे भी देख ले, उस पे भी देख, उसकी वॉचिंग में गिरी हुई है। 1-2 लाख की वीडियो थी। श्रीमान लेजेंड की वीडियो देखते हैं। श्रीमान लेजेंड, उसकी 15K की वॉचिंग आ रही, जहाँ उसकी 1 लाख की आती है भाई। श्रीमान लेजेंड लाइव चलाना है, क्या देखना है भाई इसका? बताओ कौन सी, बताओ कौन सी देखनी है? रेपो वाली लाइव स्ट्रीम देखे इनकी। श्रीमान लेजेंड तो अपना आगे निकल गया वो बहुत। श्रीमान लेजेंड इनको देखता था भाई जब मैं, क्या कहता था इनकी वो आती थी सुर का आंखों से, जो गाना गाता था भाई ये, मेरी सी दुल्हन। दूसरों की गेम देख के क्या करेंगे यार? वैसे हम सोचो ना एक बार। ये नहीं, ये वाला चलन नहीं है। भाई साहब एक बार अगर आप चल जाओ ना, फिर तो भाई आप मतलब कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच जाते हो भाई, कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच जाते हो, कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच जाते हो भाई, कहाँ कहाँ पहुंच जाते हो। हाँ जी मेरे पास है जी, ये लो। हाँ हो जाता जी, वो मैं काम करने आया था। कोई ना वो तो हो गया मेरा। कहाँ तक पहुंचे रे? चालू हो गई, चालू क्या?
Now, they return under Aurora Gaming with a new organization, the same firepower, and another opportunity to finally win. The question has never been whether they have enough talent. Their MVP titles have already proved that. The real question is whether multiple stars can now play as one complete championship team. Their qualification run showed promising signs. Aurora still played aggressively, but their rotations looked more controlled. Their pushes had more support, and the team appeared more connected. That growing coordination was on full display in the final match.
Oh, what's the nade of Reaper?
Thank you.
V4 from a range.
They wiped out the
हमको
last
भी
team
करनी है
and
पर
won
यार
the
नहीं कर सकते ना भाई,
EECA finals by the
दिक्कत आ
smash
जाएगी
rule
भाई। हाँ
with
दिख रहा है भाई 1,000 की वोटिंग आ
145
रही है।
points and finished first in the regional qualification ranking.
That will be the tournament going their way. They've done it. Aurora are your champions.
За өнгөрсөн жилээс энэ жил чинь ондоо зүйл гэвэл одоо манай багийн хувьд ер нь сэтгэл зүй уур амьсгал багийн тоглолт ер нь нэлээ өөрчлөгдсөн. Одоо яагаад гэвэл өмнө жил одоо 2 том нэмсэнд 3 дугаар байранд орсон болохоор одоо жишээ нь авраг авахаас одоо нөө хой суугдсан алдаануудаа ер нь тэгээд бүгд засч орж ирсэн. Тэгээс авраг авахын төлөө ер нь чадхаараа хичээнэ.
The MVP awards are already there. The international podiums are already there. Only one thing is missing, the championship. Aurora Gaming arrive at PMWC 2026 as the uncrowned kings of PUBG Mobile, ready to break the third place curse and finally become global champions.
इनको करने दो, हम अगला आगे चलते हैं। कसीनो होटल 7-11 मिल्क बस बीरू बख्श। ये देखिए आज की वीडियो नोटो टाइप की।
बोला बस आज से रील्स की जगह मैटिक्स पे स्क्रॉल करूंगा। मैटिक्स एक मैच और पजल गेमिंग ऐप है जहां जिसे अमीर लोग कहते हैं स्वीट समर, बीच पे गर्मियां जिसे अमीर लोग कहते हैं स्वीट समर, बीच पे इतनी मस्ती, हॉट बेबीज के साथ बॉलीवुड, और गरीब लोगों के लिए
अरे ये फिर से लिंड की लाइट चली गई रे। अब गर्मी में बैठो, एक तो पता ही नहीं है कि ये फंगस हो रही है, गमूलिया हो रही पूरे शरीर पे, सब कुछ चिपचिप हो रहे।
गर्मी ऐसी चीज होती है जिसका आने का सबको इंतजार होता है, लेकिन आ जाने पर जेब में प्याज रखने के अलावा क्या करना है किसी को नहीं पता।
एक तो मुझे नहीं पता ये प्याज वाला क्या सिस्टम है भाई। मैंने तो कभी नहीं जिंदगी में प्याज रखा यार कि गर्मियों के अंदर कि भाई लू लगनी है तो भाई प्याज, सुना तो मैंने है कि प्याज रखना चाहिए, पर मैंने कभी सुना मतलब कभी देखा नहीं भाई किसी को भी, ना मेरे आस पड़ोस में ना मेरे कभी घर पर।
क्योंकि भाई मौत आ जाए लेकिन लू ना लगे। लू गर्मी का बुखार होता है और मुझे नहीं पता ये जेब में प्याज रखने से कैसे नहीं लगता है। ये कैसा जैन सा बुखार है, लेकिन पता है मुझे लू लगने से ज्यादा उतरने से डर लगता है, क्योंकि इंडियन माओ के पास लू उतारने के ऐसे घरेलू नुस्खे होते हैं।
कान में प्याज रस डालेंगे, फिर शरीर पे प्याज मलेंगे, नाभि पे बर्फ तोड़ेंगे, फिर आम पन्ना पिएंगे।
एक तो मेरा जो गाँव था ना खिड़किया, वहाँ इतनी गर्मी पड़ती थी, वहाँ पे जेल बंदी को फ्रिज में डालने से नहीं निकालने से होती है। और पता है बचपन में गर्मियां आती नहीं थी कि टीवी पे वो अजीब से मैंगो ड्रिंक्स के ऐड आना चालू हो जाते थे।
मैंगो ड्रिंक और घमौरियों के भाई, घमौरियों से बची, ठंडा डरमी डरमी कूल का, ठंडे ठंडे डरमी कूल का,
जिसमें वही सतरीना कैफ लंगड़े आम को सड्यूस कर रही होती थी। आम दीवाना ही बना दे, होठ पे एक बूंद, जी मरा है बिकी बॉसल। एक तो पता नहीं क्यों ये गर्मियों में मम्मियों को दोपहर में सुलाने का चाला रहता था और मुझे कभी दोपहर में नींद आती नहीं थी। I am wide awake।
अरे बेटा क्या बड़बड़ कर रहा है, आँख में बुद्धि जा रही कि नहीं, चला जा आप सो जाते साथ में।
तो अब मुझे स्नीक आउट करके जाना पड़ता था खेलने।
स्ट्रीम से पहले मैं आपका कर 2 घंटे सो जा, 2 घंटे सो जा। मैं कहा क्या सोना 2 घंटे।
खेलने चल।
हेलो हेलो, हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे, हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे, हैप्पी जी हैप्पी। क्यों, कौन है वैसे, मेरे को पता नहीं कौन है। अच्छा अरे तुम दोनों हो, हाँ अरे याद कैसे नहीं आएंगे यार। हाँ हाँ अरे अरे न्याज आप देखो, एक तो बात समझ में आ गई, एक की बात समझ नहीं आई। तो हमने फोन कब करा मुझको, नहीं किया। पता नहीं भाई, बोलो 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 बोलो। हाँ जी, एंगेजमेंट रोका। हाँ हाँ तो कौन करवा रहा है, तो तैयार तो मैं बैठा हूँ, तो मैं तो मैं तो तैयार बैठा हूँ ना, इसके घर वाले रोका करने थे तभी तो। वो डर डर मेरी वाली का डर, वो तो मैं डायरेक्ट इसको बोल रहा हूँ, मैं कहा चल पंजाब चल रहे हैं, डायरेक्ट कोर्ट मैरिज करके आ जाएंगे, बताएंगे नहीं बस किसी को। हम तो कह चुके हैं कि पंजाब चल, क्या कहता कोर्ट मैरिज करके आ जाएंगे, तो बताएंगे नहीं। अरे मतलब ये है कि आगे जाके बताना हो कि भाई ये तो उनकी शादी अलग अलग हो रही हो ना, तो कह देंगे हम तो पहले शादीशुदा हैं भाई, ये देखो ये रहा हमारा प्रूफ। क्योंकि ना वो होता है ना, रोका मतलब को माना नहीं जाता ना, जब तक शादी इन लोगों का कभी भी होता है कि टूट सकता है कि मतलब हमने नहीं करनी, बस मना कर दिया, मैनेजमेंट का ही होता है। हाँ, और वैसे भी कहते हैं घर तो पहन सकती नहीं तो अंगूठी, ये तो घर जाते ही उतार देगी। घर तो नहीं दिखा सकती ना घर। अरे कोई नहीं, मेधा वालों को बुलाएंगे ना, तो शादी में तुम मतलब हम तभी तो वेट कर रहे हैं कि बड़ा प्रोग्राम हो, सारे आए। तभी तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना कि पहले कोर्ट मैरिज से ना प्रूफ मतलब हो जाएगा कि कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी, जब ये कहेंगे ना कि ठीक है अब तो हो ही गई है तो जाओ रह लो, तब बड़ा करें, क्या लगता है? हाँ अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, पैसा अपने पास बहुत है, एक बार बस एक बंदा हमारे पास फोन मारना है, एक बार में अगले दिन ही कागजात आएंगे। मम्मी आम का अचार भी हाँ कर दो, कुछ नहीं मम्मी आई थी उसमें, नहीं उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, तो जान पहचान वाले हैं वो, तो बस एक बार उनको फोन मारना है, वो तो कागजात बना के तैयार कर देगा, कोई वो कुछ उस चीज की कह रहा टाइम लगेगा ही नहीं। किसके लिए? शादी के लिए? तो अरे जरूर जरूर, ये बताओ, अरे मैं तो चल, तो तुम तो छोटा ही हो, तुम तो मेरे से दोनों बड़े हो, तुम्हारी कब हो रही है दोनों की? देख हमको भी भाई बुलाओ शादी में खाने पीने के लिए। अरे पता है, अरे सोना तो सही, पता है कि तुम दोनों शादी करा लो, तुम दोनों शादी कर लो, उससे क्या होगा ना बल्लू मेरे को ना मतलब वो मिल जाएगा, बहाना मिल जाएगा घर से निकलने का, कि भाई दोस्त की शादी है जाना पड़ेगा, तो हम दोनों मिल जाएंगे तुम्हारी शादी में। तो ये तो नहीं आ पाएगी ना, वो तो नहीं आ पाएगी ना। हाँ अरे और एक बार अगला कुंभ कब है? बल्लू आएगी बोल देंगे डायरेक्ट, बल्लू के घर मैसेज कर देंगे कि बल्लू गुम हो गई है, फिर मैं अपने सुख से अपने घर ले जाऊंगा। नहीं अरे करना है ना गुम।
Well, we saw S2G, we saw Hora Esports, which I know the fans are wanting them to be able to improve. And now we're looking at one team that is going to be looking to improve in a big way when we're talking about OG, when we're talking about Godlike as well. But we're going to talk about the Sony story of the day, which is pretty much attacking the first place, attacking that throne at the top for this team, because of what I was talking about in regards to the format. If you end up at the end of the day in first place, you will be able to set up that Smash Bros threshold. So let's say a team ends up with 150 points at the end of the day. Tomorrow it will be plus 10 of that, where they will be able to actually hit the threshold, the Smash Zone. And then after that, if they get a win, they win via Smash Zone.
That's correct. Yes.
Carry on.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay, well.
For you.
Okay, well then. No, I think the Smash Roll has been so fun in the last few tournaments we've had it. I've always really enjoyed it, and I think it's going to be a lot of pressure on all these teams. I think we've had a lot of pressure so far. This lobby is incredible. It's very different to what we've been seeing so far in the tournament, and they've flipped the switch, and they've just gone 110%. Very excited to see what that's going to be coming through for them. Honestly, Smash Roll it's going to be a big thing. You got these top 5 players here. Milu being that MVP here, 7. Big GG.
Yeah,
big GG for him, being able to put up those 14 eliminations, 2,800 damage. But we're also looking at some of the other names in this list, Blank. We have top as well, Mormon, QZZ.
I mean, Mormon has been acting as more men for that team. He is bringing the firepower in a big way. 11 eliminations, genuinely for E-Arena. I think he was kind of carrying the squad yesterday a lot. Scarface still being on that top 5. He's a really big deal, though. Aaron, Kedge, big MVP players. Scarface in the past really pulled it up in terms of that long-range scouting, but he's taking it close range now as well. It's very, very cool here, Lace. I'm really, really enjoying it. Obviously, we saw Milu right at the top, but it's QZZ as well that I really want to see step up for Tiamba.
I mean, I'm excited for top. I mean,
okay.
Top is bringing Aurora into the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like it's a single person. Yeah, it's a single person that fights on these teams, but from the performance yesterday, he's definitely making a name for Aurora and bringing Aurora into the conversation.
Go away, Doc. No, Doc, don't go away.
Oh,
please.
actually, play with the team. Play with the team, Doc. Play with the team, Doc. Don't go away. Don't run off into the distance versus Enigma Galaxy. That was bad. That was very, very bad.
Very, very bad. No good. Stay with the team, and maybe we'll end up seeing a good performance out of Doc. We know that he's capable of MVP performances, multiple MVP performances. But two teams that we're going to be taking a close look at is none other than Vitality and Forthrise, because we know Forthrise wants to be in that first phase, especially towards the top place.
Right, and we talk about the smash rule. You have a look at these teams, about a 25 point for some of these. It's not that far. Teams like Vitality and Forthrives can be that team that literally overtakes the leaderboard in one game. We have seen it before, even coming out of the group stages. Team Vitality, 10.5 average eliminations. And then Forthrives, 6.25. So they have the capability to be able to skyrocket incredibly fast and make their own smash rule up. They're showing consistency, obviously, through each game. The difference, though, in eliminations from group stages to now, obviously, is quite a gap in talking about over the 4 games. But, you know, Team Vitality are taking fights. They're making decisions that benefit them for late game, but they're just falling short. But for Thrives, if we bring them into the conversation, they are getting these eliminations, but they're not really making it to that end zone. So these two championship teams, and obviously, we got some PMWC championships in here, so of course they have the mental capacity, they have the skill to be able to bring them back into the conversation and be absolutely dominant over the course of the matches today. I'm excited.
Yeah, correct. I mean,
I'm stepping forward too.
I can see that. Not on camera. You're just going in there.
I've got the passion.
But yeah, that's Tiamba. What Tiamba exactly did to the poor guys on Vitality over on Rondo. They just got in there. And I think for Vitality throughout the day, if we look back on it a lot, most of the positions they took on the map were actually quite good, quite formidable, and they played it out decently well. They are just getting pushed by teams a lot. People are very aggressive in this lobby. They had center side towards Joutin, I believe it was, over on Rondo, and we had Tiamba come from outside circle and just send it to them. I think Vitality was very confused. I would be very confused by a play like that, and I think if Vitality didn't go down that early in that game, it would be very different position in the rankings. But yeah, the Elims are going to slow down right now. We are no longer playing into those feeder teams. These are all the best of the best.
And the Elims are going to keep on coming down for some of the teams. One team that ended up surprising me in a really good way, Nunchim Red Force. Completely different from what we've seen out of the groups, completely different from what we saw in Survival too. Because, yeah, they've been able to just frag out of their mind, but those placement points are not there yet for that squad.
No, they're not. This is only a glimpse of what we know this team is capable of. For me, yeah, Tizzy was 2.25. I mean, that's crazy, right? We're getting really, really good average elims from all of these players. Still, I want to see them just continue that trajectory, continue to go forward, because for me, when you're thinking about, we've got 8 games today, Blank. That is a lot more than we're used to.
Yeah.
It's 4 Miramars as well, right? But it does mean that for a lot of these teams, the pressure is going to get to them, I think, and also you're talking about that mental stamina as well when you have 2 extra games like that. For me, Nongshim, I think, are one of the only teams in this lobby that actually have that mental fortitude to play those extra games as well as they would in any normal day.
One of the only teams. Hot damn, we're getting some shots out here on day 2. I think there's other teams that might be able to bounce back.
I said
and
one,
I think there's going to be a lot of teams that might be able to surprise us too because of that that format because we are going to be having 8 matches. One team that I'm going to be looking forward to surprising us is none other than Godlike. We have seen the potential that this team is capable of, and we're going to be showing it to you right now. Day 2 of groups, insane when it comes to eliminations. Yesterday, a big difference, and this is why I think from what they have shown us before, even though it's finals here, I think they'll be able to bounce back.
I think so too. I mean, the major thing that bounces out to me there, though, is the average survival time. Survival time looks fairly good at the moment. 20 minutes to 22. It's not a huge drop off there, but again, I'm going to tie this back into Nongshim Red Force very quickly, just because for Nongshim Red Force, I feel like what we saw yesterday, Lay, especially them and Flash, is that they were going a lot more aggressive. They're trying to experiment with stuff, which is important in these types of end games. When you get to finals, you can't let that pressure get to you. Day 1 is about experimentation.
Yeah, I mean, Nongshim getting the eliminations.
Exactly.
They've got 20, 1 placement point. Godlike, on the other hand, getting the placement, finding those positions in center zone, but unfortunately not having the split hold to have the wave of enemies that are coming around from the rotation into the circle. So, obviously, we know Godlike can get these eliminations.
Yes.
They can take them on, do these third parties well, but also future-proof their rotation into the map. So today is their day. I agree.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Especially with 8 matches too. If the first match doesn't go your way, I mean, we do have the 2 Miramars. The good thing about this, right, is that we do have that Rondo in the third match, which I feel like is going to remind me of what Sandhawk used to be. If for some reason those first 2 matches don't end up going your way, that Rondo might be that Kickstarter for some of their squads.
That's exactly what we've been discussing, right? I think a lot of people have had that discussion of where should Rondo be placed in a round, in a day, right? And I think this is going to be a really interesting test to actually see, you know, if Rondo is really good in the middle of those of that rotation, of that map rotation. For me, I'm thinking, heck yeah, this is going to be exactly what some of these teams will need. You get that extra recall, you get that extra life, you get all those eliminations. That's the momentum that we start to see some teams trying to build. 4 Thrives, for instance, was trying to build that momentum yesterday, you know, third-partying the hot drop. So for them, if they have a not-so-good Miramar session in the first half of today, that Rondo should be excellent for them.
I'm loving the energy that we're getting from the fans right now, whether it's 4 Thrives fans. We got Hora right here. This man just popping off too. 4 Thrives having some of the best loyal gamers, that BLG squad that they have there supporting them. We'll see what they're going to be capable of. But talking about how you said earlier, you think, which team was it that you thought was one of the only ones that could actually, Nongshim,
yeah,
right? The only team.
One of the
only teams. Which are the other few?
Way to take our words and twist it.
I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
But yeah, tell us which other ones.
Okay, I think it's probably Aurora.
Agreed.
Aurora would do that. Vitality would do that.
You don't agree, Blank?
You don't agree with Aurora?
I think Aurora crack like an egg all the time, dude. I think that's totally fair to say. I think group stage Aurora is unreal. Qualifications Aurora, also unreal. Finals Aurora is just a different beast, man, okay? I think if you can back them into a corner, then it could be really good. I do think Aurora's played slightly better this time, but I am getting some moments where I'm like, oh God. It's happening again. I can feel the docketing.
You start talking about Aurora. I guess it's time for Aurora as well. We got to be careful with what we say here. Fans are so close by, too. Luckily, everybody has been amazing here. Whether it's a 4 Thrives fan, Horror fans, Aurora fans, all the fans currently here. Don't forget, you can go check out the fan zone experience here at EWC 26, where there is the awesome collaboration that we got a chance to see a show match for with PUBG Mobile and Naruto. Or you can go check out the Brain Rot Royale, which I've been playing. I think I'm at level 7 or 8 now. I can't remember exactly. So I'm just going to go on brand and say 7 and then just get some of the other cool stuff. We have gotten so many shirts. Actually, for disclosure purposes, I've only gotten 1 shirt.
1 shirt. Yes.
Have you gotten any shirts, Blaine?
Oh, I don't have a wardrobe or anything like that from this event. That's not happened.
Oh.
I've got nothing.
It's so cool, though. It's so cool. Lacey, you finally
Single item.
No.
They're gonna play. They're gonna play that security.
I got triple T's. Tongue. Sorry.
They're gonna play the security camera from earlier when we were actually over there before anybody was there. I was just putting shirts in the tote bags with Naruto. I'm like, yes, take all that. But as we're gonna be heading here towards A match, especially in Miramar, is there one team that you're looking to kickstart off the day with Miramar?
4 Thrives. For me, Four Thrives has to do it now. Yes, they will have that second chance in the Rondo, but for me, they're tied in 7th and 8th place. They just one good game. They need this. They feed off momentum so much that if they want to survive all 8 matches and still be on top, they have to start now.
I think it's a weird day for Four Thrives, honestly, because they love to start on Rondo. They say all the time in the past that Rondo is their best map. Usually they start on Rondo really strong, and then they can transfer that momentum. Starting on Miramar, I don't think that it's the craziest map. I still think they can play it. For me, it's probably S2G. S2G has had a tendency in the past for miracle Miramars.
Yeah, I have to agree with that as well. And plus, Miramar, you get 2 at the start, 2 at the end. So these are like practice Miramars, you know what I'm saying? And then right at the end, that's where you have all playability and energy. Yeah, the yes.
I'm going to be looking at Ulf Esports because of what they were able to do yesterday, especially on the last game. They were able to get that chicken dinner, get those extra placement points. But if we were to remove that one chicken dinner out of Ulf, you would end up noticing that they would only end up having 1 placement point. And for me, that is the biggest red flag out of these teams when you're not able to just convert only on elims and the placement points start fading away. I know you say that, yes, a team doesn't really need a chicken dinner to be able to win PMWC, but in my eyes, they do need to be consistent at least towards the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, the beige flag right now is Four Thrives, right? We're in the middle ground. I mean, the 4 placement points, not great, but it is promising to see this still 21 eliminations. That shows, you know, gusto going to these matches, which I really do like.
Yeah, Four Thrives. We saw some of this instance yesterday. I think that's what it was. Especially the one that I really have to nitpick, Nepturo, with Four Thrives has to be when they decided to coexist with Hora Esports for a little bit too long. I feel like that ended up hurting them in a big way in that match. It would have been one of those things where we usually tend to see them being a little bit more aggressive, making teams back off, but that wasn't the case.
Well, yeah, if you pull into their like elimination average, which is 5.25, was only 6.25, they're actually upholding their elimination value. Placement. Exactly what you said, Seven. They are taking too long on these fights early on, and they have actually not made it really into that top 10 sort of scenario very much. So if they can just obviously push themselves, just give up the fight a little earlier, guys, and get yourself into that rotation, their eliminations will match, and they will actually do a lot better today.
And as we're seeing there in 16th place, Ida Esports with just 2 points. Those 2 points coming from eliminations. This is a team, we're talking about give up the fight, talking about wanting to fight. This is a team that needs to figure out what they actually want to do. Because we saw them hot drop with Enigma Galaxy 3 times yesterday, and after the first one, Raouf called him out, which, by the way, Raouf, keep on talking that smack, baby, because when you talk that smack is when we actually start seeing your true potential. You get that little chip on your shoulder. But yeah, for Enigma Galaxy, for Ida especially, they need to just get rid of those hot drops.
Absolutely, dude. You're throwing. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but you are just throwing at that point. Today, though, is great because we don't start on Rondo or Erangel. We just go to Miramar. So hopefully no hot drops there. If there is hot drops,
there are.
May need to have like a stern fatherly conversation with Ida at some point.
There could be a couple here going into Miramar, unless some teams decided to adjust. But enough talking. You guys saw us talk yesterday. You guys saw us talk right now. It's time we get into this games of day 2, PMWC at EWC finals.
Finally! Finally match चालू होगा भाई, finally fine fucking. Let's go, it's a finale, match number 1. इनको कोई बोले ढंग से मैच कराएगा, जल्दी मैच कराएगा भाई. Let's go भाई, चालू हो गया. चालू हो बीचा.
Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue at PWC here in Paris. This is the second day of PMWC here in Paris. I'm so excited, buddy. What's happening here?
Our attention now shifts to the teams that have to perform well today because just 8 maps remain until we set the smash score going into Championship Sunday.
Yeah, buddy, and it's crucial to not fall behind and to stay on the top of these rankings because everything played today as well.
That's right. We've got young contenders, historic rivalries, and legends of the game ready to go toe-to-toe on the Gadia City grid.
The better player on Worlds meet again for insane games
Or I start finally wondering
will
why.
seize the opportunity and rise above the rest.
One step closer to $3 million, inching towards the trophy, the status, the glory, and the legacy. And so it is time to kick off day 2 of the PMWC finals at the EWC 2026.
Yes! Karte bhai.
Oh, we are so glad to be back. It's time for Miramar to get locked on in. We've been waiting since yesterday to jump into this map. We are going to be treated to that now, and it could not be more important for all of our teams here. They are going to need those points every single time they can get them, and they've got 8 chances today.
That's what it's all about here.
Indian
to be
team kaun
on
si hai bhai?
top
Good like
of
ye
the
rahi.
leaderboards going into the final day of this tournament
Chak
tomorrow.
do bhai,
That
chak do.
smash point threshold
Aaj jitna tum
will
piche the
be
sara aage le aao
set
wapas
at the
se.
end of the day. Normally we start the day off hot in
Logi
Rondo,
tech.
but we're going to be starting it off hot
Ayla.
in the San
Ayla re Ayla.
Miramar Desert. So let's get it going, John. I'm excited for this one.
Team intro chal raha hai. Yes, koi dikkat nahi. Chalne do team intro ko.
Is so important for all of these teams to keep their nerve, because today is a bit of a marathon, right? With these with the unexpected 8 games today, you have to have the stamina.
Chak do bhai, god like. Besti na karo hamari.
It's so much more important than usual. It's kind of easy to disregard. Maybe you think, oh, it's only 2 extra games in the day, but that's another maybe up to 2 hours that you
वर्ल्ड कप के अंदर मतलब पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए वाले क्या आपको मतलब वो चाहिए होता है मतलब
every single point matters.
मिनिमम कितने बढ़िया होने चाहिए आप मतलब क्या एंट्री क्या है एंट्री कैसे ले सकते हो कोई थोड़ी जा पाएगा कौन सी टीम सिलेक्ट होती है पूरे इंडिया में लड़ाई होती है क्या जो सी टीम जीतेगी फिर वो टीम अपने 4 बंदे भेजती है
$3 million prize pool total. First place team going to be taking home $500,000.
Oh boy!
That is exactly what these teams are going to be fighting
half
for here.
a million, boy.
Today is definitely a marathon. I'm really interested to see how these teams have prepared for this, how their coaches are going to be kind of hyping them up. I was getting a little bit of a view backstage and while hearing some of these coaches talk to their teams, like, look, I want consistency. I want to see you guys be able to play the game that got you here in the first place. And that's what we definitely need to see.
हर
What I'm
कंट्री
kind
की
of
टॉप
interested
2
in
टीम्स
as
जाती
well
है
is normally you've played the Miramars the previous day. You have all evening, all night to recollect your thoughts about how your Miramar performances went, to be able to re-engage those strategies. Anything you noticed, anything you wanted to change, you can really fully
India
brief
की
your
टॉप
team as a
टीम
coach and analyst.
फाइनली Miramar is on
Now, they're going to have to do that on the fly.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do that faster for specifically Miramar than we've seen for any other map. And so that could be an interesting dynamic to let unfold here in terms of those point scoring when it comes to the end of today. The last 2 matches of it. As we're getting locked in, our players boarding the plane for the first time. Looking ready.
go
Don't get too hot with their drops. We know what they
go,
like to do, but it's not, as the desk was highlighting there, it is not Erangel, it's not Picardo, sorry, it's not, it may be Picardo, I hope it's not. It's not Erangel, it's not Rondo, so they have to try and get some points on board.
They need to desperately. Let's get this one started here, folks. You can see the players are excited. I know y'all guys at home are excited to see some serious.
कहाँ पर है देखो OG देखो कहाँ है OG और 14 और 15 नंबर पे भाई नंबर 1 48 और 10 भाई कितना डिफरेंस 4-5 गुना का डिफरेंस है भाई आज पॉइंट नहीं आए तो खत्म है भाई हो गया स्टार्ट पर आज अगर पॉइंट नहीं आए तो काम खत्म है भाई इंडिया की टॉप 2 टीम्स फक भाई इंडिया की टॉप 2 टीम्स अभी 14 और 15 नंबर पे हैं सिर्फ 5 एलिमिनेशन कर रहे हैं सिर्फ 5 लोग मारते हैं
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be interesting to compare
Free
the
Fire
differences.
में भी अभी हुआ था 3 टीम गई थी इंडिया से अरे ये बताओ क्या कहता है ऑब्सीडियन भाई फ्री फायर का जब होगा ना वॉच पार्टी उसका भी करेंगे फ्री फायर का कब होता है ये स्पोर्ट्स उसको तो अंधी वॉचिंग आएगी भाई फ्री फायर की उसमें तो उसकी वॉच पार्टी करेंगे सारे
I'm not seeing too much danger on these drops.
पर स्टिल भाई इंडिया तो गंदी पिट रही है ना
It's a little bit interspersed on the east side here, though. Hot Jukes with Tianba and S2G.
Okay, आज का रैंकिंग 0 पे आ चुका सब
problem. grab some vehicles, get back.
Total ranking में
the circle
14-15
up to
बहुत
the north
गंदा है
side should help to pull that apart as well. Maybe some danger
तुम
between
ही हो यार
Godlike
esports के
and
तो बंदे
Orangutan,
जिसको
but
सारा news
yeah,
पता
they're
होता
far enough afield. I don't think that they're going to
है।
get
एक इंडिया से ही
too
तीन
aggy with it.
Yeah, you can see Enigma Galaxy, they're going to be heading on over to El Pozo. That is normally out the 7th drop, but they are not here in the finals, so they should be able
चल
to
भाई
get
गोड लाइक कर दो कुछ कर दो आज 10-15 किल कर दो भाई
super important inside of Miramar.
हर किल के कितने पॉइंट 2 पॉइंट या 1 पॉइंट
You can see him looking up being like,
लेट्स गो टीम इंडिया कर दो भाई
where's my Murado? He's going to need to find something else here.
आज अपना एक गेम दिखा दो भाई एक गेम आज तो इंडिपेंडेंस डे है भाई 40 का एक प्लेयर फलक पगला प्लेयर है
They'll have plenty of time here to get loot up.
Yeah, they're fairly center on this one. They could potentially
Fallak,
break out towards some of the
pagal
areas
player
and create a
hai,
field to
per kill
send
per
some
ek point.
looting
Okay.
over there. Alula as well, likely to head towards like a
Abhi se
Palladium,
goliyan.
maybe try and hold some of
Oi.
the hills, leave an outpost down south.
Kisko
Aurora
beat
gets
liya?
some target practice in. Yep, that bush is gone. That's no points for that though. Unfortunately, shrubbery does not count towards your elimination total.
Hey, you always gotta check the bush, all right? You never know. You never know. There could be a random player hiding in that one. And you're gonna see QZZ get his Murata, so he's gonna be
let's go स्ट्रीम पे बंदे ले आओ स्ट्रीम पे बंदे ले आओ स्ट्रीम पे बंदे आ जाओ आ जाओ
kind of chasing quick from Alula up north near La Cobraria. It seems like they wanted to try and get engaged with that fight, but I don't think they've been able to hunt it down. Quick, just a little bit too up to his namesake. Hang on a minute. They are back on the road again. And Quick is turning tail, moving back towards the rest of the roster for Alula.
Oh भाई फोकस स्टार्ट हो गई फाइट शुरू हो गई भाई होरा का हुला हुप बनाएंगे भाई पकड़ 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 ऊपर गया ऊपर गया ऊपर गया ऊपर गया
But currently no response really being seen from the rest of Alula. They're leaving him kind of high and dry as Jiggle from Aura is going to try and descend on this location too. Finally, they're into the vehicles and they're coming in for the rescue.
Oh my!
Too late as Quick has to go.
Oh bye.
What a sick shot!
पकड़ा गया भाई.
Unfortunately, it doesn't hit the mark enough to get a knock. And you can see Sleepy, he ended up going to that other side there because he doesn't have a vest at all. He wanted to be able to at least get something, but because of this
call
fight,
back
now you got the rest of
मरना
Aula
Jonathan
being able
ने
to hunt them down. You also see some of the other members of Aura are going to come try and support
गोड आई छोड़ दी क्या हुआ आज कब की छोड़ दी उसने तो गोड तो भाई
unfortunately
कब की छोड़ दी थी
get it. It is a 3v3 from this close end, but the fourth is coming. And that off angle. See how this turns out.
I mean, when you have that south side hill
Zero
under lock and key for no fear, if he's going to get engaged here into the fight, maybe not, maybe more preoccupied with some loot, they say, you know what, it's fine, we got this, we got this under control, they're not pushing.
वो कह रहा है भाई ऑक्सीजन बाय चांस 0 के बराबर है क्या ही काउंट कर
It's not what you want to see. A very aggressive roll down.
I don't know भाई कैसे आएगी वो चिन क्या लिखूं मैं.
In that scenario, did not want to let Quick get away. I thought maybe they had stopped off a
क्या
little bit
लिखूं
before.
मैंने देखो भाई टैग्स भी अच्छे डाले हैं डिस्क्रिप्शन भी डाला है.
Pounding that one down. It's worked out here. The question now for me is, as I always talk about with early engagements, how long are you going to spend getting stuck in on this one?
That's the exact question, right? So I like what Aura did, right? They saw a solo
अब
player,
काउंट कर रहा ना अब काउंट कर रहा
get the secured point. That's fine.
अब
I'm starting to
काउंट कर
wonder what Alula's doing. Yep.
Oh!
Because of the fact that they are taking way too long. They are getting caught out, and now here comes Aura on the push. Sky running in with the MP, with the UMP, looking to get those finishes, and they are on the run. Nasser trying to at least get some angles here. Ooh, hits the crouch, but it's not going to be good enough. It's Aura to delete the
स्लीपी को सुला दिया भाई किसी ने. स्लीपी को बचाओ भाई. स्लीपी सो जाएगा वरना.
Early on Miramar, 4 eliminations for the team, 1 apiece. Sleepy will get back to his feet, and they can look to re-establish control.
उला की पूरी टीम का लोला निकाल दिया ओए.
They need a little bit more
पूरी टीम खा गई उसकी.
Depending on how much was going through, I think I did spot a Winchester on one of the players for Horror, so probably looking to get that one replaced. Although there will be
Horror की टीम को 4 पॉइंट
coming through from Alula as well. In the meantime, though, Godlike has managed to capitalize on this opportunity from this northeast side. They managed to move in and could contest for the Crater Heels approach.
All right, yeah, you can see these movements coming out really, really quick. Leaderboards, you can see right there on the right of your screen here, folks.
Godlike और OG कहाँ है भाई? OG टीम कहाँ है? OG टीम दिखाओ भाई मुझे भाई.
Godlike's gonna wake up. They definitely need to here today. They're sitting in 14th place with 13 points. Let's see if they can do it. There's still plenty of matches here to be played here, folks. I have a big feeling these leaderboards are going to get shaken up big time by the end of the day.
I mean, we talked about
ईडा
it
2 पॉइंट के साथ करके आ रही है इस टीम के लिए. ये साले स्लीपर हैं, मारते वारते नहीं, तभी तो बेचारे 2 पॉइंट्स आते हैं.
Performance rather than those big E-Arena 29 limers kind of coming on through, which even then didn't serve them too well in a 12-match set, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, absolutely. I'm talking about getting consistent 6-pointers on the boards is so great for your team. If you can do that every time you get further than that, brilliant, beautiful stuff. Furia running into a little bit of a roadblock in the form of Nick the Galaxy, but silence shuts him out, and Lord will no longer be able to levy the toll on the crossing. And Furia may even be able to get the res here for Nick the Galaxy. It is not a good start. In 3rd place, you don't want to be losing players early, not like this.
That's a huge shot there from Silence with the DPS in the mid-range.
Nice.
Is able to get the knock. Very crucial. Instant thirst as well. So you can see Coops is going to be hunting down some revenge for his teammate, but Ayala is climbing this up as well. Is Coops going to see him? He does. He finds Silence slipping. Now he's going to go for the 1v2. Watch out for that shotgun though. Ooh, that did tip him up a little bit. Coops so good in the CQC though. Push it back and forth.
Oh yes, boy! One nice
against Furia.
He baited out so many of the shotgun shells, forced the weapon swap. He knew he had a disadvantage against the shotgun there, and was able to do a lot of work. This is vengeance coming through for Coops, and Furia left flagging.
पूरी टीम खा जाएगा इनकी ये.
Maybe Resible here as chief.
पूरी टीम खा जाएगा एक बंदा ये गैलेक्सी का निगमा.
On your elimination feeds as well as 4 thrives clash with these guys on the south side. Coops goes 3 now against Furia. Took one of their players down, but they are finding out what it feels like to be under the wrap of Coops.
पूरी टीम खाएगा वो.
Turning his
पूरी टीम
attention
खाएगा.
now to the open
पूरी
sand
टीम खाएगा.
dunes, but not going to quite connect on the first part of the spray down. Look some more.
Nice spray. लग.
Headshot! Are you kidding me? That is Coops with the 1v4 against Furia.
Beautiful
1v4 पूरी टीम खत्म खा गया भाई ये. एक बंदा.
That was not looking tidy. Flash in the meantime.
एक बंदा पूरी टीम खा गया भाई.
As 4 thrives are going to be the main benefactors of that, getting 3
अब तक गोड लाइक और ओजी का एक भी किल नहीं है, इनके 4-4 3-3 हो गया भाई.
All 3 players so far from Flash. Aurora a little bit further afield.
यार किल्स तो लेनी पड़ेगी तभी आगे बढ़ पाओगे, पॉइंट्स तो मिलेगा इन तब तक.
They are not going to contest it just yet. So for 4 thrives, they
अरे गोड लाइक दिखाओ यार.
did see a fairly hard east shift on this zone.
Yeah, that eastern shift is going to definitely get these teams moving here pretty quickly. And yeah, 4 thrives. They are not in the zone just yet. They're right on the south side of San Martin. They're going to be just kind of making sure they get their vehicles going, choosing for the buggy. All right, they're all set up, and now going to find a spot in this next zone. As far as teams that are not here yet, you're going to be looking at Nosham Red Force. They're all the way down in Los Leones. They're still in the blue zone here, so they're going to be one of the teams pushing the latest into this circle.
भाई बार क्यों टीम्स को
right now with 21
सामने
points.
गोड लाइक लड़ रही है, ईडा के पास में है गोड लाइक को नहीं दिखा रहे. ओके भाई अब गोड लाइक पिटेगी. मेरे को फीलिंग क्यों आ रही है गोड लाइक पिटेगी भाई.
Not trying to get shot out of your vehicle. Play things very calculated. You can see Tianba already.
अच्छा ईडा को पीट देंगे भाई, गोड लाइक पीटेगा. गोड लाइक बाहर जाओ, ईडा घूम रही, ईडा तो फुद्दू टीम है यार.
As long as possible.
Oh yeah, you're just going to hold out for the time being. See if you can hold down on these houses. Just trading shots. Ooh.
Oh!
Crazy's a big green gun.
That's my favorite. The AWM. I want to see some snipes, man. Nothing gets me more excited than see a crazy flick headshot.
क्या zero boss?
To turn the game around. Let's see what Razy can do. He's got
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, तुम enjoy करो यार, आ जाएगा. वो काउंट कर लेता बाद में.
Gets the knock
और
on
वो काउंट हो गया मेरे वो 4 काउंट हो गए. जो मैंने कल स्ट्रीम प्राइवेट करी थी.
The terrain usage from Coops here.
उसके वो 4 काउंट हो गए भाई.
That's what I was highlighting before, right? That shotgun bait coming through from Coops, peeking up so quickly and back down, dodging the shells coming through, and again forcing that weapon swap. He knows that he's going to have the advantage, or at least be on a level playing field if he can do that. The nade on target, yeah, great. Furia just didn't seem to understand how to compete against this high ground position. I'm not too sure what more they could have done there. Maybe just not engaged on that spot to begin with. But yeah, it's a little unfriendly. Next circle comes on through, and that will take us back down towards San Martin on that south side. Keeps the hills to the southwest of water treatment. Hacienda all in play. And teams are going to start to crunch in onto the middle. It's roadside to the southwest of water treatment. It's going to be tricky to navigate, and it looks like Tiamba are going to try and do so, try and keep themselves alive. S2G find out just how tough it can be to move past this location.
Yeah, a smart play there from Tiamba. They go ahead and move, and they take this gas station. They realize one of the players from S2G are isolated. Easy point lockdown. That's going to hurt S2G, leaving them with 3. That's an elimination for Tiamba and a slightly better position as well. So this gas station is pretty solid if the zone shifts away from them. The most important thing, though, is protecting those vehicles. It's very weak to that hill behind them. So they're going to have to put them in some different spots just in case the zone does shift.
I mean, it is that road that they are sat right next to that is so difficult to cross right now for teams out on the northeast side, which is why you're seeing so many teams committing down to this southwest edge, right? To being a little bit more uncomfortable, a little bit too close for comfort, but you don't have that major blockage of trying to get across that open ground, which is going to be difficult for Vitality, unless they can find a big opener, crack the can open with that AWN, land that shot, and try and find that pick. Ooh.
Oh, that's Aurora. A huge one.
Aurora getting spotted. I think 4 Thrives are getting stuck into the fight. 4 Thrives, 4 players alive. Aurora having one of their players flushed away, and now Hazaifa close up into the fight. The bump action for Reefus, trying to hold the door, but the SK-12 has a couple more rounds behind it. Woo! And Ziol goes down quickly too, with 4 elims already on the card. Aurora going to be contributing to the points tally for 4 Thrives fairly soon, it looks like. Doc goes down. Wow.
Ain't
got nothing in the face.
To
mark the start to their ascendancy.
And the crowd goes wild here in Paris, France. The 4 Thrives fans are chanting their name. This is what they want to see. And this ain't going to get just any squad here, folks. This is against Aurora, who has been crushing it here so far. So that's the 4th place team out. 4 Thrives in 6, now with 6 eliminations, looking really, really strong to start the day.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how you want to kick things off. But remember, as we said before, it is a marathon today. You can't allow yourself to get tired out. I mean, it's excellent when you find those moments, when you find those high-octane, high-adrenaline moments, but you cannot allow yourself to drop off after that. So I hope that they're going to have their heads screwed on tight so that they can keep their nerve for the rest of the day as well. And there is still much more of this match to play, so they have to get a lot further. And in this position that they are right now, against Nongshim Red Force, I feel like they potentially could have a good time, but they're going to have to shift northwest away from their current location, past San Martin, which is going to contain, I would say two, I was going to say 2 teams, but it's one plus another player, tops the last player alive, Flash, that was dealt with earlier by 4 Thrives themselves.
ये सोचना कि मतलब चिकन डिनर कितने पॉइंट मिलता है भाई?
Let's get away from now.
चिकन डिनर कितने पॉइंट मिलता है?
I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to the
क्या
finals,
पता वो
I'm
सोच रहे हो कि चिकन डिनर ले
feeling
लेंगे हम तो एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट
like
मिलेंगे.
these teams are pushing immediately the second they feel weakness.
Oh, क्या हो गया?
Now here comes Aura. We saw Sky get an elimination in the feed. We're gonna keep an eye on this one though. This is still outside of the circle, just to that bottom right side of San Martin.
Yeah, this is on board with the fight in the northwest now as Hora are able to find Salme. They got that
flush. अब तक सब टीम ऊपर नीचे हो रही है पर 13, 14 और 15 सेम बैठी है. गोड लाइट कहाँ जा रहा है?
Towards the rest of his team, and they should be fine out
there. एक की तो पकड़ो गुद्दी पकड़ो एक की तो कम से कम.
To try and navigate their way forwards. I don't expect another fight between these two teams. Maybe for the next minute or so.
अगर चिकन
oh no, not like this.
That's a real bozo play right there coming through. Yeah. That's Max Man's grenade of the day.
Almost got away with it too. You know what I'm saying? But our observer's just too good, right? Had to show the replay real quick, just in case you missed this, right? That is where it's at. Yeah, so unfortunate for Aurora. And it just goes, and I'm telling you folks, at this level, I mean, we got $500,000 for first place, and it's little mistakes like this that hurt, but we can see Razy with the AWM starting to put in some work.
Shouldering that can opener. Looks to try and split the seams of Tiamba's hold along house, but we know what Tiamba can do
Godlike का एक बंदा तो गया.
So we know what Milu can do at least. Vitality want to try and find it. The res comes through. Milu is low HP, but he can get some healing done. Razy is close by. Another stepping forwards, but staying on the rooftops here is bold from QZZ. It may just work. In response is brutal. And another to follow it up over towards Aking. Now only one player in the longhouse. Milu looking to try and hold it down. With the Molotov burning, it's going to slow it out, but there's the off angle coming through from Axel. Where's the backup coming from Eagle? He's too far away to get involved here. The nade dribbles down the stairs. Might prove to be difficult to get past there. Does go down. And the resist still yet to come through. 3 players now for Vitality on the inside. Nade's cooking. Axel with a long one. Up to the top floor. May just blast them apart, but Eagle, he's just chilling. What is going on?
He's leaving it to Milu, saying, you got this, bro. Oh, I guess you don't got this. As Axel gets the nade onto him. So that is Tianba just getting picked apart here. And really unfortunate for them, but you know what? Vitality
बच के उठ जा.
I mean, the Eagle has flown away.
मिलू आ गया. मिलू को पकड़ो. मिलू हेल्थ कम है.
What you want to see? I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do. Maybe he wants to keep that forward position, but the rest of your team's dead, mate. You need to do something about that. Vitality were able to run through there. They got a really great opener with that AWM that we were talking about, the can opener on the position. And he was able to keep that momentum rolling with some big nades up to the top of the roof and a couple more positions beside. Amino looking to stop the run out from Vitality, and they will have to run out with the circle shifting central.
Oh, Amino's got this unlocked. I mean, we're going to have to see a crazy shot here from Vitality to help this team out. I know that there is an AWM somewhere around there.
Oh, देख ले कितना देर लगा. एक नहीं मारी उन्हें पहली बार में ही गोलियां बरसा. Oh, nice.
Okay, how about you like some of that? So, that looks like it is Eagle going down. Oh, there's the AWM. Brazy's got it. Said, pick me. I dare you. I dare you to go over that rock. There it is. That is it. Razy taking him out. Boom.
Title tags. लगा लिया मैंने. लगा लिया.
Shot from the shot. At the end of the AWM barrel, beautiful stuff.
Title tag सब change कर
दिया मैंने. Rifle fight as well. Tickle trades, and then he was like, I'm going to win this trade surely.
गंदा मारा भाई.
You didn't expect that. Claps back, and immediately now Godlike down to 2 players alive.
दोनों सामने हैं. दोनों मारे जाएंगे.
ओजी
तो खत्म भी हो चुकी है. ओजी की तो पूरी टीम मर चुकी है पहले. अरे बाप रे बाप, ये कब हुआ? ओजी टीम तो चली भी गई. Fuck भाई.
And it works out here. AWM clutching it up. Now you can see the rest of Godlike just gonna have to hold those buildings for now. This is inside of the circle. Vitality, they know they have the numbers here though, so they're like, all right, there's got to be a couple of players of Godlike somewhere. Can't just run into these buildings for free. Just trying to get a little bit of information. Mania, doing some little pre-fire shots onto some windows, looking to possibly catch somebody off guard. But here we go into the end game. Stage 5, circle starting to close. And this is an interesting one. I mean, we still have San Martin in play.
Title same दिख रहा है.
A lot of open field though as well.
अभी change कर दिया.
You can see Aaron getting in some headshots onto So Easy, and now here comes Team Vitality on the push.
They're looking to roll around. 2 players now remain for Godlike. Federalis leads the charge into the position. S-Power first to face. Molotov on the window, burns him down, immediately toasts him. And now S-Power on the inside has more to say. The suppressor on the end of the SK-12 makes it quiet, but it's speaking loud with it.
Oh, बाहर की. रुक जा भाई, सांस लेने दो.
And he looks for the flushes to keep it going. Mania will not be in this fight just yet as he drops for another flush.
अरे तो finish कर दिया भाई लड़के. दिमाग लगा रहा भाई. Oh, पूरी टीम खड़ा गए. 1v4.
Ascendancy coming through for Godlike.
Oh, that's what's cool.
They thought they'd taken enough out of them, but no. The gas in the tank.
Burning.
Let's get this going.
Are you
kidding me? Day 2 of the finals starting off hot here. Multiple 1v4s. S-Power at the end of the day yesterday said the domination begins, and now it has begun.
Unleashing that.
Finally, at least something कुछ तो दिया मुझे खुश होने के लिए भाई.
With the shotgun shells ringing out in the ears of his enemies. Vitality have no idea what hit them. Milu.
What talent, guys! Like and subscribe कर दो भाई जो भी अगर आप एक बंदा पर ब्रो हम ही देख रहे हैं ब्रो तुम मैं और वनरी हम ही हैं बस
With 5 eliminations
हम
now
ही
in the
देख रहे
game,
हैं
Godlike
भाई अभी 3 ही
looking to
बंदे हैं
keep
बस
their march going, but they have to get across some open ground
Godlike
here.
नहीं मरी
Irina will be
Godlike
fully
ने
aware
मार
of
दिया
what has
भाई
just occurred on their north
मारे
side.
अच्छा
They
मारेगी
should know exactly what has
तो
unfolded. And
एक दो
crossing
ही
this
थे और
open
एक
ground
ने
is
तो
going
4
to be
बंदे
difficult.
फेल दिए
I
भाई
imagine that it's more
1v4
likely they may look to
फाइनली
sweep to
भाई
the east,
5
get a
पॉइंट
little
आए
bit more
फाइनली वो
coverage as they
14 से
may
उठ
try
के
and
13 पे
approach
पहुंचे
Ulf or sweep through
अभी
the
उनको 5
remnants of
पॉइंट
other
और
teams
चाहिए
across
तब वो पहुंचेंगे 10 टॉप 10 के अंदर 6 पॉइंट के बाद
match turns out
पॉइंट्स का बहुत डिफरेंस हो गया भाई 30 पॉइंट्स का डिफरेंस है एटलीस्ट टॉप 5 में तो आओ यार टॉप 10 में आओ टॉप 10 तो नहीं टॉप 5 में तो आओ यार
Satan, I believe, does have a position. Oh, I think this is still out of zone, so they're gonna have to start pushing up here.
ओए मरेगा मरेगा मरेगा
in the blue, and this one hurts. This is stage 6. This one's gonna start chunking you down. So he's gonna go ahead and get himself healed up, and yeah, already getting shot. He's like, oh, no, safe. No.
You thought,
Gaya.
yeah, you thought. Down he goes on that side. Ulf all too happy to pick up the point there. They're now on to 6 eliminations, and that will.
NS ने 7 4S ने 7
he was going to find the shot onto S power.
OG को क्या मरना पड़ गया भाई OG 0 पे कैसे आउट हो गई
I didn't say I thought it was going to be successful.
Yeah.
It's still a really tricky approach here, and down goes Manya, but they have left an impression on this match. Godlike can hold their heads high on their route out of this game.
Hey, it's plays
दोनों
like
जगह
that
लगाया
can make a
डिस्क्रिप्शन
difference,
भी
right?
और
I mean,
टैग्स भी
from
दोनों लगाया भाई
a big jump
दोनों
in
लगाया
prize pool.
टॉप पर जाओ
So,
टीम है
I mean,
वो मर
Godlike
गई तो
losing
कुछ हो
players
सकता
early,
है
still put some good points on the board on the back of that
MGX और
1v4.
ये तो हिलने
Looking
को
on
तैयार
Enigma
नहीं
Galaxy though, what are they gonna do? They got their eyes set on
गई
Ida.
गई
And it looks
गई
like Hoops
बस
does
करा लो
get
हैशटैग
caught,
ओडल
though, on the
गई
transition by Sky. But he should be able to get safe here in res. I like the fact that Rauf is starting to throw some util up on top just to buy his teammates some time. And they should be able to get the reset here.
I mean, that was a long-range assist coming through. Horror on that north side, I think that's at least 300, if not 4, away. That's a really helpful hand over towards Ida to leave Nigma Galaxy on 2. Ralph now in position to potentially look for the res, suppress the runouts here with those 2 nades lying in wait. Darkin mollying the corner. That's actually going to help the res coming through. So for Ida, they're keeping them on the outside, sure, but they're keeping themselves on the inside as well, which is going to allow Nigma Galaxy to get back to fighting form. And they're in the zone too.
Ida तुम मार सकती है NGX को. I know they are the top team, पर NGX को मारा जा सकता है भाई. They are the first versus last team का मैच हो रहा भाई. Oh no no, Ida कर सकते हो भाई तुम.
Rita trying to make some plays. Oh, the off angle here from Ida is going to be huge. Let's see what he can do from that spot.
Could have been huger, but I think he just dropped the nade into the sand dune instead of throwing it over towards the opponents there. Not quite as efficacious as you need it to be. You can see on the picture-in-picture there's fights across the map. Really suffering against the arena as Nigma Galaxy still hold the stick over Ida on the run out now. Rolling goes down, and there is just a cacophony of shotgun shells blasting them back. A tide of lead sweeps them straight back in the door they ran out from.
I'm so shocked that they ran out like that. Let's see what Nigma Galaxy can do on this push, though. Darkin's up on top. Coops in the front line with the S12K. That's the weapon you want in the CQC. The best close quarters combat gun in the game. Now let's see what Ralph can do.
Ida का बाहर जो बंदा है.
Oh, nice play there from Ida, catching some little angles there, peppering up the side of Ralph. These guys are level 3 out of their minds, though, right now.
Shit.
Oh, goodness me. There's the off angle. I think that's Irina taking shots across the way. Because, of course, Irina did clean up the fight with Horror just a moment ago as well. On that northern side, they got some really big openers with a couple of nades on board. And were able to convert.
Oh, the bounce!
What a bank on the nade there from Coops. And now just one player on the top floor. And the shotguns are going to continue to put the pressure down. But there is still a little bit more left to fight.
Finish!
Here taking shots from across the way. They get rid of Ida. But now step into their shoes. Take down one Turkish team. Another one's here to play.
Hello, catch is right there waiting for you. Aaron's gonna have to turn around though, throw a smoke down, trying to be able to get up Solus. Nigma Galaxy though, great start, 8 eliminations so far. Ulf have 9 though. They're looking to put themselves up on the leaderboards here. But hey, Irina's gonna have something to say about that. They're gonna go ahead and start throwing some util onto the side of Ulf. Ulf are gonna have to decide where is the biggest threat here, and it's gotta be Irina. Scarface, thinking about trying to pick up his teammate, but Irina's right there.
Oh man, this position is really annoying for Ulf. If they could
Okay,
have
भाई
gotten rid
सिर्फ
of
टीम
Nigma
तीन
Galaxy,
बचे भाई,
it would be so much more
तीन
free and
टीम
easy
बचे,
for them. They
तीन
could
टीम
take control of that whole
बचे, ये ले जाएगी,
tune
उनके 4
all
बंदे
the way
बचे
out to their
हैं,
west side, but
और
with
ULF
Coops
भी
and
भाई
Ralph
रुकने
still
को
in
नाम नहीं ले
action,
रही।
they are penned in here. Solus bleeding out,
NGX
and Arena can start to establish that
आगे
chokehold.
आगे आगे उड़ा 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 उड़ा,
Oh, vehicle coming on up. Mike from the
fuck
Monsters.
गया,
Aaron's
Aaron
on
गया।
fire. Not able to make it happen here. Scarface on the other side is getting peppered as well. He's going to throw some util, but
ले भाई
just
ULF
getting
गया भाई,
picked apart.
ULF की
Arena.
टीम गई।
Oh, those nades huge. That's going to pepper up Mormon real good, and it opens up the door for Enigma Galaxy as well.
गई UL की टीम गई।
Fall. Ulf cannot weather the storm again. It's that position from Nigma Galaxy, the prevention of them sweeping out to the west that really came back to bite them here. Turney K
Only 2 points.
layering down some more
First
smoke
को
cover
10
now, and
point.
Nigma Galaxy with a 2 versus 4.
Second से 6 को
Well,
5
Coops can do it
point,
on his own, right? So what's Ralph even doing here? He's not needed.
Yeah, he's just there for moral support at this point,
Second
right?
को
Let's
6
see what he
point,
can
third
do.
को
Hey, you know
5,
what? You
fourth
can
को
never count out the
5,
IGL. That is Rove.
3, 6
He's
को
already
2
still
point,
got that
7 को
anger
1,
built
8
inside
को
him,
1,
that
9
fire all the way from Aaron Gale Pachiki. Looking to apply it here. Coops with the headshots. Gets peppered up a little bit, though, in the process. The thing is that these guys are out of position big time. It's going to take a miracle for Enigma Galaxy to do it. But we saw one before. We could see it here again for the 3rd time in this game.
That would be pretty insane. That would probably be the most 1v4s we've ever seen in a single match of competitive PUBG Mobile at this level. They've got about a minute before the zone closes fully on that stage 9 zone. And they just have a sliver of it on the edge of that open concrete
पर 2v2 करके खत्म कर सकते हैं भाई, 2v2 करके खत्म कर सकते हैं ये NGX वाले।
Right here. I mean, E-Arena doing a 2-2 split. Now, if for some reason Coops can get 2 of these players now, okay, yeah, Schweppes is going to move on over, play that mid-range. I like that. You know, just better safe than sorry. Use your numbers advantage, use the blue zone, and E-Arena should have this locked down.
लग तो ये रहा कि जीतेगी भैया।
Yeah, they're playing this very, very safe. E-Arena looking to try and convert from the top of the tables to a chicken dinner at the start of today. It would be
final
so
circle कहाँ
incredible
जाएगा?
for them.
Final circle कहाँ जाएगा?
And again, we've talked about it before. Schweppes, the only player here with a chance to get the 3rd title of PMWC champion. The only player in the world with that opportunity.
Oh, here come E-Arena. They're going to go on the push. They're going to get aggressive. They take down Coops. It's just Raouf, and that is it. E-Arena get the first chicken dinner here today.
इतनी आराम से,
they're hyped up. They're excited.
इतनी आराम से,
top of the leaderboards here, so that's
कितना
going to push
easily
them
ले गए भाई,
even further beyond.
कितनी easily ले गए भाई chicken dinner.
They rotated through. They weren't over-aggressive. I liked that regroup off the 2-2 because, as you said, if you get one of those miracle picks, all of a sudden, one of those
ये ले गया भाई,
basically
कितना easily ले गया भाई, पता भी नहीं चला, बड़े आराम से खींच के ले गया। निगमा बहुत फास्ट थी, पर ले गया भाई, बड़े प्यार से उठा के ले गया भाई।
Nothing that Nigma Galaxy can do. The flex out, I think, was probably
Welcome भाई, stream पे स्वागत है भाई।
bold, and I liked it. I liked it towards the end there. For E-Arena, they should be happy to kick things off today with a chicken dinner, but we've seen them do that before. We've seen them do that before in record-breaking fashion. I do not want a repeat of what happened for the rest of that day. They did not keep that pace, and it is, again, that marathon today. So for E-Arena, a brilliant start to push them even further.
तो बस इनको पानी पिलाओ, अगला मैच स्टार्ट करो। सबको पानी पिलाओ, 5-5 मिनट वेट करो, कोल्ड ड्रिंक, सोल्ड ड्रिंक, केला वेला खिलाओ इनको, और अगला मैच चालू करो। इतना फालतू टाइम खराब ना करो।
The capacity to close that gap, but yeah, very, very happy with that.
अगर इन्होंने बकवास करी है भाई घंटा, डंडे मारूंगा मैं।
The big rondo that they had didn't quite feel like it was as much their agency, even though they were proactive and they were doing things. This felt like it was much more E-Arena's victory.
Yeah, I mean, the Thai squad coming in so hot here off the rip. They're looking strong. And let's see if they can continue that dominance here in a bit.
बढ़िया 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 बढ़िया। ओके गाइस, जब तक ये मस्ती करते हैं तब तक हम अपनी मस्ती करते हैं। आ जाओ। जब तक ये मस्ती करते तब तक हम अपनी सस्ती मस्ती करते हैं थोड़ी सी, तब तक हम अपना टाइम पास कर लेते हैं भाई, पता नहीं कब तक आएंगे। गेमिंग भाई अपना जियोमेट्री डैश खेल रहे हैं भाई, बहुत ही तगड़े हैं भाई हमारे, क्या कहते हैं बुल गेमिंग भाई जियोमेट्री डैश में भाई, क्या खतरनाक खेल रहे हैं भाई। अरे बाप रे, अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप, अब आप उनको तो पल लेनी पड़ती भाई ये गेम। वो जब तक चलेगा चलेगा, हम चलते हैं अपना आगे कुछ और, किसी और की कोई स्ट्रीम व्रीम देखने। तो आरजी बकेट लिस्ट की वीडियो निकालो, फर्स्ट लव स्टोरी देख चुके हैं ब्रो, देख चुका हूँ मैं। पाप है ये, कहाँ ही आई है लव स्टोरी, एक एक क्या कहता वो तो आई थी बस, मतलब एक ही वीडियो आई है, उसकी कभी आई ही नहीं दूसरी वीडियो, ये रही। पापा पातन सख्या था 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 था, how much you want it। चलो दोनों पार्ट देख रहे थे, तब तक इतना चालू भी कर देंगे।
ओके थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया,
तब तक वो चालू भी कर लेंगे। ता 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 ता। Nice, nice, nice,
सुबह 6 बजे अलार्म लगाया था, अभी तक नहीं बजा, घटिया फोन मेरा।
6 PM
आज फिर से लेट होएगा, जल्दी कर। अबे जल्दी घुसना।
6 बजे उठना पड़ता था स्कूल के लिए। ओह माय गॉड, वो दिन।
बड़ी जल्दी तैयार हो गई।
चुपचाप नाश्ता करके जा, स्कूल को 1 घंटा बाकी है। रास्ते में कुछ खा लूंगा मम्मी।
क्यों जल्दी भाग रहे?
इतनी जल्दी स्कूल जाके क्या करता है आजकल?
क्या जल्दी स्कूल क्यों जा रहा है वो? That's the part, that's the part। ये होने वाली यार लड़के की दिल की बात, क्यों लड़का जाएगा जल्दी कि उसके दिल में मची खलबली। ए ए ए ए चल 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 चल। चिलचिलाती गर्मी।
लेट तो नहीं हो गया
घड़ी में?
घड़ी पहनना भूल गया, अभी पता कैसे चलेगा? घटिया फोन। घर जाके नाश्ता ही कर लेता हूँ, फिर स्कूल चला जाऊंगा। वैसे भी देर कर दी मैंने आज।
hey, hey, hey। नहीं आई 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 आई। टन टन टन। बस चलो वीडियो एंड होती है यहाँ पर, इतना काफी था।
कितनी क्यूट है यार।
फर्स्ट लव।
Alright, let me give you some context. During my teenage time, I was really insecure about myself. क्योंकि एक तो मेरी हाइट काफी कम थी, मतलब अभी भी कम ही है, बट पहले से तो ज्यादा ही है। And also puberty ने चेहरे का नक्शा बिगाड़ रखा था। अबे तू कौन है? 50 रुपए मैं काटूं या तू खुद काट लेगा ओवर एक्टिंग के? Thanks to pimples जो कि मेरे चेहरे पर 2 साल तक रहे। And because of these things, I always felt कि मुझ में काफी सारी कमियां हैं, which is why I thought कि कोई चांस ही नहीं बनता कि कोई लड़की मुझ जैसे बंदर से आगे पड़ जाए। Whereas on the other hand, मेरे क्लास के so called cool guys, left और right जिधर भी खूबसूरत लड़की देखी उधर प्रपोज मार रहे हैं, पूरी क्लास के सामने नील डाउन।
सेम भाई सेम, मेरी भी क्लास में भाई एक लौंडा था, पता नहीं क्या था भाई, वो चुंबक था भाई, चुंबक। अपनी क्लास की, 11th क्लास की, 10th क्लास की, अरे रब्बा भाई 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 भाई, 12th क्लास की में था, 12th में 2, 11th में 1, 10th वाली किसी पे बात चल रही है, सबसे प्यार हो रखा है, सबके साथ एक खत्म होती तो दूसरे के साथ पहले से ही बात हो रखी होती थी। मैं कहा हद है भाई तेरी इतनी सारी, भले हमारी एक नहीं बनती थी, वो एक से पसंद थी, उसको कभी बोल नहीं पाए, पर उसको भाई जो पसंद थी उससे बात भी कर रहा है और सब उससे बात भी कर रहे हैं, गंदी गंदी बातें हो रही है भाई, गंदी गंदी बातें
करके आई लव यू बोल रहा है।
भाई मैंने बोला कि भाई तेरे अंदर कोई चुंबक वुंबक है क्या भाई?
I love you.
You set my heart.
You set my soul on fire.
Damn these chumdies.
I know, right? पता नहीं कहाँ से आती है
योगी पापा, कहाँ से आ गया?
ऊपर से पैसों की कमी तो होती नहीं इनको, हर दूसरी लड़की को फरारी गिफ्ट करता है।
It's Ferrero, not Ferrari. तूने स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक कर रखा है यहाँ पे।
ओके, फरेरो गिफ्ट करता है। जिनको नहीं पता, फरेरो रोचर फरेरो रूचर इज अ चॉकलेट। या 800 रुपए का आता है एक डब्बा, और ये 2014 की बात है।
अरे भाई साहब,
तब 10 रुपए की डेयरी मिल्क महंगी लगती थी मुझे, इसलिए 5 रुपए वाली खाता था।
Damn these rich kids.
And I don't think so just because इनके माँ बाप बहुत अमीर है तो इनको जब चाहे पैसे मिल जाते होंगे। लाइक
ये ले बेटा, मेरी होने वाली बहू को सिर्फ महंगे वाले चॉकलेट्स ही देना, खातिरदारी में कोई कमी नहीं होनी चाहिए।
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं, पॉकेट से मार के लाते हैं ऑब्वियसली, और फिर लड़कियों के सामने आके फ्लेक्स करते हैं। एंड आई एम नॉट मेकिंग दिस अप, मुझे आज भी वो पूरी लाइन याद है वर्ड बाय वर्ड जो उस बंदे ने फेंकी थी।
यार सो सॉरी यार, दुकान में इससे महंगी चॉकलेट थी नहीं यार।
पहली बात, 800 रुपए की चॉकलेट मैं आज भी ना खरीद के खाऊं अनलेस अंदर 2-3 हीरे चिपका के दिए हो। और दूसरी बात, इससे महंगी नहीं मिली मतलब 800 रुपए तुझे महंगे नहीं लगते? तेरा बाप दुबई में तेल बेचता था क्या? और हमारी क्लास की छोरियां छोरों से कम है के? फ्री में इतनी महंगी चॉकलेट मिल रही है तो थोड़ी ना मना करेंगे।
बिल्कुल भी नहीं,
मुझे शर्म आ रही है।
बिल्कुल भी नहीं
बमन, इसकी क्या जरूरत?
डिफरेंट टाइम नहीं, डिफरेंट टाइम नहीं है ब्रो, आना तो इसी टाइम ही था हमको। मैंने कि आज ना क्या कहता है आउटकास्ट ब्रो, क्या कहता है रात को हम अपनी गेमिंग करेंगे, आज हम असल में कर रहे हैं ये कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, ये चीज कर रहे हैं।
Versus Ida towards the end as well. It doesn't matter, Max and Lace and
if it's Pachinki,
it doesn't matter where it's at. Enigma Galaxy has their number, but when we're talking about some of the other teams, 4 tries versus Aurora.
Yes.
We gotta mention that because it was so quick and then Doc with them.
We're not going to talk about Aurora. We're not going to talk about it.
I'll talk about 4 tries though. Look, they had such an immense sort of split hold in the hillside while Aurora was sort of making their rotate, and it was only a matter of time before they were able to do that. And what we were obviously touching on yesterday is their pacing. So obviously when they get that first contention and then following up with the fight, their pacing is back to what we want to see. So it's very, very impressive that they were able to do that. Unfortunately, they did have IQ at the southern side trying to find a position in zone whilst that contention was going on. Nongshim Red Bulls was sort of running up the eastern side, so they kind of like fell a little bit short there trying to move in because there wasn't much cover for them to sort of progress through that. And I mean, then it was just down to, you know, a little solo, and unfortunately he was found out because Top actually was sitting on top of the building, and that's probably the best spot and the only spot that could have been played. Absolutely, I'm very happy with 4 tries. T24 especially coming in clutch there. He's back on that long range with the mini. He's back supporting his teammates really, really well. And the whole squad is just looking very, very different from yesterday into today. They're looking very confident. They look like they know what they're doing. They have those final decision-making skills back and at them. And here we see him, 6th place, coming in clutch here.
That's right, 4 tries, being able to jump up that leaderboard with 33 points. But E-Arena with the win, starting to create that gap, Max. And this is something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on what kind of gap we're going to be seeing from first place to second place in the rest of the teams.
I'm really happy with the Arena, right? Of course, you're looking at the consistency. You remove their chicken dinners, they're non-games. Like, they're sure they're a little bit points other things, but you know what? You can still get 2 chicken dinners over the course of what is that 5 games. That's an insane win ratio. It kind of takes out of the equation the consistency when you get these big wins. but they're going on to the second page. One team I really want to highlight here, is Aura. I feel like this should have been at least bare minimum of podium finish. But the moment Irina just slightly started pushing up on the mountain, they crumble and they give the high ground position for free. I think Aura really threw that game.
They're not the only ones. Ulf did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing here. And hopefully they don't do it again.
Aura threw that game, but I did like the aggressiveness that we got a chance to see out of Aura, and I'm hoping that it's going to continue on here. Let's see what's going to be happening on the second Miramar.
चल ठीक है, ये आखिरी मैच कर रहे हैं. अगर अभी इस मैच में बंदे आते हैं ठीक, वरना मैं बंद कर दूंगा, ठीक है?
I'll tell you what's going to happen. The aggression is going to be at an all-time high here. We already see multiple 1v4s to start us off here. I think we're just getting started. A whole bunch of matches left to go. My Jukes next to the legendary John Allen. One game down and a whole bunch more to go.
Oh yeah, we've got our second Miramar today, of which we're going to be treated to 4 Miramars over the course of today. We're going to end on 12 matches played total of our 18-match set. We're going to set that smash boundary. A lot to play for today.
And if Irina can continue to perform the way that they are, that smash boundary is going to be so far away from everybody else. It's not even going to be worth thinking about.
And that is
सिर्फ
what
उतने
they're
बंदे आएंगे
going
जो
to
कि
be
सब के सब
doing
बड़े
here.
यूट्यूबर्स को
Max
देख रहे
said
हैं.
earlier, everyone's going to be chasing the White Rabbit here in this tournament. You can see the fans are so hyped, excited, beauty aside of things.
चलो पहले एटलीस्ट मेरी क्लिप तो बनी जाएगी इसके अंदर, एक क्लिप तो बनी जाएगी. उसमें मतलब मैं चिल्ला रहा था, गोड लाइक ने 1v4 कर दिया भाई. वो क्लिप तो निकली जाएगी.
But a bounce back is imminent.
Assassin's Creed 2 फोन 2 चला दी फोन. ओ बाप रे बाप. अरे भाई साहब.
So a lot of money is on the line here.
Let's fucking go भाई, एक मैच और करते हैं फिर अपन निकलते हैं.
Push themselves and try to catch Irina.
It's not just about that cold hard cash, it's about that warm feeling in your heart when you realize you are the new champions here at the PMWC, at the EWC. For 2026, there's no team here to defend that title, right? Alpha 7, don't know where they've gone. They must have gone home or something, you know, so, something like that. Yangon Galacticos also not making it to these finals, but it's time for another team to sit on that throne, to sit atop the rest.
Let's
get things going.
Yeah, let's see which team it's going to be here. Southern playing
कहाँ जा रही है भाई? OG कहाँ उतरी और गोड लाइक कहाँ उतरी? कब तक उतरे नहीं है वो?
And this is going to be that second
अब तक उतरे ही नहीं.
So after this one,
अभी भी नहीं उतरे. अब उतरे, अब उतरे, अब उतरे.
Right? So that's going to be
a
crazy change of pace. Top players.
Dirty Worry, Titan Worry, गोड लाइक Worry.
3,000 damage. What a day this guy had yesterday, man.
OG Worry. ये सारे वहाँ जा रहे हैं, मेरे को लग रहा है. La Bentita.
Let's just see where Tianbo will end up.
OG तो वहाँ जा रहे हैं. Land Bentita. गोड लाइक भी वहीं जा रहे हैं. अरे कि दोनों इंडियन टीम की तो फाइट ना हो जाए. वो दोनों इंडियन टीम की फाइट होने वाली है भाई.
Second place, considering that these guys dealt with so many hot drops, is pretty insane.
Yeah, over on Erangel, it certainly was the main feature of their early games. Fortunately for them, though, Ida didn't do anything other than just sort of give points to them. It seemed like
लैग हो रहा थोड़ा सा पर गेम
kind of only really one map.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, लैग नहीं हो रहा. वो उन्हीं की स्ट्रीम चल रही है ऐसी भाई. वो उन्हीं की स्ट्रीम चल रही है, एकदम मक्खन चल रही है भाई.
So for me, it's definitely Ida that needs
ये
to
देखो अब
move
मस्त चल
today.
रही होगी
We'll
ना.
be seeing that later on. And they have been able to profit quite
वो
nicely.
खुद वो
I mean, you get
उनकी
those
स्ट्रीम
4
मैच चल
points
रही
right
थी
at the
ब्रो.
start of the match. That's a good profit already.
Yeah.
Right? I was talking about how I want to see consistency across a lot of games, across the whole set, rather than just these big pop-ups
Assassin's Creed
once
की
or
बात
twice
कर रहा हूँ.
over the course of it.
अच्छा गेम लैग कर
And
रही
that's
है.
exactly what you want, right? If you're able to get 4 points, it's not
हाँ वो तो
unlikely
करेगी
you can
भाई.
get 1 or 2
Assassin's Creed
more,
फोन करना
and
तो मैं
that
हम
is a
चला रहे होंगे
massive
एमुलेटर से.
boon to
तो
your
भाई चलो
point scoring
करेगी.
tally. That's what
कोड
Nick
ओवर
Galaxy
देख
have
ले,
been
मैं
able to
3
find.
एमुलेट कर रहा हूँ कब से. वो तो मेरे
again,
लैपटॉप में लैग करती है
for
भाई.
them, it works out with the fact that A7's not
जहाँ की
here.
phones
They're
में चल
taking
रही
El
है.
Boso, which is one of
उल्टे काम है
the
भाई.
highest loot areas, if not the highest, in this map. So they're going to be very, very well kitted.
ओके भाई,
They've
इस
made
बार
some
मैं
great
चाह रहा हूँ कम
plays
से कम
this tournament
4-5
so
पॉइंट
far.
फिर आए. गोड
And
लाइक
yeah,
के
you know,
कि
we
वो
were
आराम
talking
से
about them in
टॉप
Aaron
10 में
Gale,
पहुंच
Ida
जाए.
did feed
7
them,
पॉइंट चाहिए टॉप 10 के लिए.
But you still got to beat them. You know
6
what I'm
आएंगे
saying?
तब भी
And it's
टॉप
not easy
11
to
तो आ
win a
जाए.
hot drop and keep everybody up. And they're able to do it.
लोग लड़ाई हो गई अरे
Irina
अभी से ही
catching out IQ 4 thrives That's a huge loss for them.
Oh, that is nasty. Not a good opener, and a pretty great opener for Irina. Put themselves now on 69 points total.
Nice.
69.
What more could you ask for? Unfortunate there for Four Thrives to be losing a player like
69
that. That's a
point
little
wide.
bit careless, I think, in my book. Should have been a little bit more aware of the surroundings, but not
गोल
to
लाइक
be
को एक चिकन डिनर करना पड़ेगा भाई, तब जाके थोड़ा आधा अपना काम कर पाएगी.
Man,
एक चिकन डिनर करते ही वो पहुंच जाएंगे टॉप 5 में.
Looking on over to Four Thrive saying "Kapkun krap." That means thank you in Thai.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very, very happy so far. 69 points on top of leaderboards, and only just beginning. That smash point threshold is going to be where it's at. So if your Irina have they continue to have such a fortuitous day today, their goal should be to just set that point threshold so dang high that nobody can possibly smash in the final day. Now, so far in the history, we've seen one team smash at an international event. That's going to be Nongshim Red Force, and that was just earlier this year.
Hello.
Macau Invitational. It was, I believe, Furia that was on top with the most points, but Nongshim Red Force won that final game just by the skin of their teeth, and that automatically made them the champs. So
yeah, I think it was a 1 point. They were 1 point behind the leaders as well, so they needed to win via smash. It wasn't just a case of winning the game. So a really nice ending for them there, but that fairy tale not really converting over to Paris, unfortunately, for Nongshim Red Force. They're in 9th place, still very much doable, but they have got a little bit of a way to go.
yes, they do. They gotta make sure that they just stay secure in the end game here. Can't afford any slip-ups at all. Gotta be able to make some plays. Man, that 1v4 earlier from S-Power was so dang hype. They're still having a rough day of it so far, though. 13th place. We haven't even reached the halfway point of this tourney, though, so they still got plenty of time to bounce back. But if they want to win this thing, they've already kind of burned through the bad games that they can already afford. They really need to start putting up some good, solid, consistent points here.
लगातार टॉप 5 में आना पड़ेगा. लगातार वो भी 4-5 किल के साथ. अगर गोल्ड लाइक को अगले लगातार 5 मैचों में हर मैच में टॉप 5 लाना.
PUBG Mobile
लैग हो रहा.
For the most points. Again, so silly that they didn't make it into the finals off of it. Well, but they got some little extra, survival cash.
बढ़िया चल रही है भाई. बढ़िया चल रही है भाई.
It's a
Obsidian भाई अपने एक बार वो चेक करो नेट. एक बार रिफ्रेश करो ब्रो. मक्खन चल रही है स्कीम ब्रो, मक्खन.
After that, so it was a big fall off coming through from Irina, and to that end, they didn't deserve to make it straight to the grand final through that. So to be able to come through survivals, fantastic. Okay, now they've started to really up that game, keep that momentum going. This is a much better scenario, which is kind of why what I was alluding to before is I prefer this chicken dinner that we just saw from Irina to the one that we saw in Rondo, in terms of quality, in terms of an indicator for what we might expect for the rest of this phase.
Yeah, and we got to be honest too. I mean, these guys very luckily made it here into the finals. They were barely able to pass up the Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, to see them barely make it in, at least I think it gives a lot of relief, right? Because, for all the Wolves fans out there, they're like, we were so close.
Yeah.
But for Irina to actually pop off, it's like, okay, you know what? The team that made it deserved it, right? Like, they're actually doing something here. If they were at the bottom of the leaderboards, it'd be like, kind of a waste. But they're not messing around. I think that the way this tournament fared for them so far was kind of a perfect storm, right? Because they had the record, don't make it. They barely make it here, and I think that really just lit a fire in them to be like, you know what? We got to just play our game. Let's go full-fledged aggro. And that's what's happening, because they are just pushing team after team after team as a full squad and just picking them apart little by little.
A lot of teams will unravel under that kind of pressure. Keep your mind thinking forwards. We saw some monumental plays in that last game, so
yeah,
I'm hoping that the nerves aren't going to be too rattled for a couple of our squads. It's going to be difficult, not only on the losing side of those fights, but again, on the winning side of those fights. Because in those scenarios, that adrenaline just hits your system. And it can end up, once it drains out after the end of the game, that can be a real detriment to your performance. And that's where you need to rely on the rest of your team, on the advice of your coach, on the feeling of comfort, hopefully, that you can find with the rest of it, to be able to absorb the impact of falling from that great height.
Yeah. And speaking of height, right? The zone goes all the way up to the tippy top here.
Going back.
Yeah, near Crater Fields, near the Hacienda del Patron area. We just saw this circle not too long ago in the last match. So teams are going to be trying to take a similar spot to what they had here. Arena, like, yeah, why don't we go to that same spot we were at last time? We won from there. We'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit further west. It does keep a lot of those Crater Fields areas in, but it is very similar, you're right, in terms of that location. Aurora spotting a player from Furia, but Coops will not stop in just one game. He's going to find shots onto them again. I feel like they should definitely be aware of his location this time around. But losing a player, you know, Furia, that's not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling.
Yeah, that's Miramar for you. It's tough. I mean, you're trying to rotate, and losing players on rotation is a rite of passage here. You try to avoid it as much as possible, but just sometimes there can be that one guy there waiting for you. You can see Godlike getting peppered up from Lost. And all these players just ridiculously good at shooting people out of vehicles. And Jiggle, Aura, I heard the crowd pop off. Jiggle ends up taking out quick from Aula.
They did it last time very early on. This time it's taken them a couple more minutes, but same start to unfold. Aura have managed to transition down towards that south and look to control the really sharp high ground that sits to the east of Crater Fields and overlooks a lot to that south side. So a powerful position for them to hold if they can maintain it. A little crash between Flash over on the east side and Vitality. That very quickly concludes with one casualty. Win trying to get some revenge, but not really connecting as Razak bumbles over the top, but doesn't eat damage either.
There goes Vitality, rotating away. They take that elimination and run with it. Federalis driving outside of the zone here, maybe looking for another vehicle. Seems that's what they have their eyes on here. No fear, popping out the buggy though. Gonna be putting some pressure onto Aurora. They're on the rotation and they're gonna get caught out by Ulf. No Fear's gonna push up a little bit closer here. Scarface through the nade into the building, catches out top, and that is Aurora getting picked apart here in match number 2.
Only one player now left standing. I do not think Aurora is going to get the backup. He is over 500, probably about 700 meters away from them right now in the shadow of Enigma Galaxy on the west side. You just can't move. This is an easy set of flushes coming through. Ulf have got this roadside compound. They've got quite a decent amount of cover. It's sit on their northwest across the road, up on that high ground. So for them, for Ulf, I'm feeling like they're fairly safe. This next circle might put more pressure on them, but being as central as they are, it's unlikely.
Pretty much have to move very much at all. And yeah, they don't have to move at all here with this next circle. Vitality, though, over there by water treatment, are going to have to push on in. Near Nongshim Red Force on the south side are going to have to get into some battles here very, very shortly. And that's just because Nongshim always land on that southern end. So a northern circle like this makes them late to the circle.
Yeah, we'll match 9 के चलते हो
speed. As Tianba
match चलते speed.
Slightly more central position as Sleepy gets a nice knock there on Aaron.
S2G are also pushing in from this northeast side. Aaron down allows Tianba to move in. Eagle and Milu in with the same vehicle, but there's a beautiful spray down. What a response coming through from Solus, holding in the face of the push. QZ wants to try and turn it around, but Solus has more left in the ammunition. Wow. We'll find a third. Looking for now the last player of Tianba. QZ with the M249 is being hunted. Ketch steps into the fight as well to assist his teammate, but there is still more to do. QZ won't go down, but he finally falls, and Solus stands in the face of Tianba. Says not today.
Not today, indeed, as Ulf with a beautiful stiff arm onto Tianba. And oh, you can see the
7
pressure
kill
is
हो
on.
गए
You can
भाई.
see the player Gam
7 kills उसके.
relieved after that one. What a play from Soulless.
अगर ऐसे रहे तो पक्का ज़्यादा पॉइंट ले जाएंगे. पर यह EA को नीचे धक्का दो. ये चिकन डिनर को और लेके आओ.
I mean, what a lineup.
Godlike क्या कर
A
रहे हो?
little bit wayward on the crash. It felt discoordinated between the two players in the vehicle. Not quite what you want to see from Tiamba. I don't want to say lazy. I feel like it was being harried by Horror with the off angles there on the northwest side. S2G were putting pressure on the back of that, and it became a little bit too chaotic. They couldn't quite find their way through it. There was no way that they could navigate that storm, unfortunately. But for Soulless, that is a monumental quite a 1v4, Jukes, but it was pretty damn close.
That's as close to a 1v4 as it gets here, folks. I'm telling you, big plays coming out of here in the finals. Axel getting naded up pretty good, peppered by Al-Ula. This is with the replay here. Soulless with these headshots. Taking out that duo. And still finding himself some good movement here. Yeah, as soon as he sees QGZ, comes on out, pops a nade on accident, and gets the knock.
Oh, okay, we're back in with Al-Ula versus Vitality. One over the
Oh,
top. Looking for another as
पकड़.
well. There are 3 players alive.
Ulla को मार,
There is damage pouring back over towards Vitality as Razy now and Axel have to step into the fight to try and keep this one going. Razak gets shut down though as S2G are flowing out to third party on the north side here. Kamikaze, Solke, both moving into position. Lost is out on a north-wide flank too.
And Axel trying to find some high ground here, trying to find an off angle. Razy just forced to just run out in the open, no vehicle to his name. Trying to be able to help out Federalis. Federalis is knocked, and it looks like he will be thirsted here because this is taking a long time. Meanwhile, S2G decided to just back things up. Say, you know what, we don't want none of this zone going down south. Let's prioritize that instead. And Razy is going to start cresting that hill. Can he spot out one of these players of Al-Ula? He sees red.
पकड़ दिखा.
No, does not see a good sight line. Decides to back up.
Okay, ईडा के 2 बंदे गिर गए भाई.
Team shots to be on. Well, doesn't have a team to take shots with. Is more accurate here for Razy.
Godlike कहाँ है? Godlike कहाँ है? Godlike third party, fourth party. OG.
Orangutan there, nicely done, but there's still a little bit more to do.
Dead तो करो भाई OG. छोड़ के क्यों भागते हो? पूरा डाउन करो भाई.
Aru and a tanky about face for another approach. Rita cooking a nade to try and slow things down, but there's an off angle coming through from Arena, who is stepping up and forcing him over the ridge line.
Finally,
into the firing line of
finally 4 kills by OG के नाम.
Ida packing.
There we go, and that's going to be the 15th place team so far. Starting to turn things up, but here we go. It's the White Rabbits battling it out against 4 Thrives. Turny K getting the flushes. It's all up to Falak. It ain't going to be good enough.
ये को कोई मार ही नहीं पा रहा भाई.
Just putting in that work.
ये को तो कोई मार ही नहीं पा रहा. पूरी टीम खा गई है भाई.
Nicely done, nicely done. We saw Razy doing a lot of work against Al-Ula. Hang on a minute. This is a solo? A solo against Al-Ula on the north side? Where did that come from? Razy's popping off on the north as a solo.
3 eliminations. Razy putting the points here for Team Vitality. The Indo squad looking good
है मैं भी स्टार्ट करूं.
As they're going to be pushing.
अगर तुम्हारे पे वॉचिंग आती तो मैं करूं जरूर करो भाई. अगर आप पे आती है ना वॉचिंग तो कर लो. मैं तो जाऊंगा मैं तुम्हारी स्ट्रीम पे आ जाऊंगा देखने.
South southern end, right next to Arena. That battle should happen out any soon. And now you got Enigma Galaxy right next to Nongshim Red Force as well. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Coop's got that Mini 14 looking for that long-range headshot.
I'm also looking at S2G on the northeast side of the circle right now, Jukes. They have to push in, and as a 4, do you go in the shadow of Horror, or do you try and sweep down and push past Flash? But it is a difficult approach for S2G, and they do not have long to make that choice. I feel like they are committed much more up to the north edge and could potentially challenge Horror on that northern side.
OG ठीक है. G Gold कहाँ है भाई हमारी G Gold like
ठीक है. Let's see how this is gonna play out. Schweppes got the high ground.
अब गया भाई.
This is still only stage.
Gold like गया. Gold like देखो Gold like के एक बंदा गया एक डाउन. 2 बंदे गए Gold like के भाई.
And flushed.
अरे दिखाओ ना Gold like के 2 बंदे गए.
For the side of Godlike. OG in the same boat with the duo. Driving around just trying to get a little bit of intel. Doc is nearby. You gotta watch out for that. Meanwhile, Aura from the high ground are trying to catch S2G out on the rotate here. Sleepy is able to put some suppressive fire, keep him away for now. Kamikaze's buggy is smoking, and he's going to get out of here by No Fear.
Oh, that is a scary sight. Cresting the ridgeline, No Fear.
Finish.
Spiking the heart rate of S2G as they try and make their way in. They did have to make that choice in the end. But moving in, they've managed to get 3 through and into a position which is at least tenable, but not really super beneficial to their long-term prospects. In the circle, though, which is good. Not the same can be said for the Galaxy, E-Arena, Flash, Ulf. These teams going to have to move when the time comes. So a good result, but if they keep getting picked apart with Razy still doing bits, hang on a minute, no, that was over the sky. So Horror are suffering. This solo Lone Ranger on the North Edge, Vitality, letting us know. Okay, this is the replay of the 1v, I think 3.
Yeah, there we go. Yasser catches him out as he pops out the vehicle. And then, pow, beautiful use of that ridgeline. Razy just picking apart Aula. Those mistakes, man, making it look easy there.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. Swaps out to the bayonet as well for the final moment. I wanted him to run it through there a little bit. That would have been the coolest. But you know what? You're looking pretty cool already. Razy still with a knife fixed at the end of the barrel.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what Razy can do with it. He's going to be holding on to that AUG as well. No Fear up on top of the hill, doing a good job of applying that suppressive fire on these teams trying to find a way into this next zone. Oh, Razy soaking up the points as a solo here for Team Vitality.
I mean, since he's been a solo, he's got 4 eliminations. He's weakened Horror's hold on this northern side as well, which I think is a really big factor here. With 4 players, Horror are basically
इतना difference नहीं हो कि वहाँ cutting हो गए भाई.
With 3, that's a different conundrum altogether. Ulf could potentially have an opening road towards them if they don't go down in this spot, because Sleepy has got that angle. But if Sleepy
ओके उनकी बफरिंग हो रही है भाई, उनकी बफरिंग हो रही है, उनकी बफरिंग हो रही है, सबकी बफरिंग हो रही है, उनकी बफरिंग हो रही है, हमारी नहीं हो रही. उनकी बफरिंग हो रही है, हमारी नहीं हो रही. ओके गाइस, टेक केयर, गुड नाइट. चेक करते हैं, मिलते हैं अब आपको रात में, ठीक है? रात में आऊंगा स्ट्रीम करने. ओके.